And we're live. What is up, everybody? Welcome to another Nerdporial chat. Today, I am talking about, we're recapping first two seasons of Cobra Kai. So you will address me as Sensei Nerdporial. And if you talk out of turn, quiet! Something like that. so, um, but with me, I have, first time ever on this channel, I have Runner Blaze, who I had the honor of meeting at the Chicago Fan Expo. What's up? Can you hear me?
Hey, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
The stream's like glitching out through my end.
Oh, yeah.
I can hear you now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I was just. Oh no. Oh no. Oh god damn it. Oh yeah, we lost him. We lost him. Can you guys see me? Am I still online? All right. We got him back.
Oh, you can hear me
You
now?
here? I can hear you.
I'm
hear
here.
Me? Okay.
I can hear you.
I said
your picture quality is like really slow from my end, but I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, fine.
Oh, you're good.
So
You're
I
good.
said
You're good now. You're good now.
I'm good now. Okay. So I said
Yeah.
I basically I'm Sensei Nerdporial, and I introduced you, Runner Blaze, and I said, "How you doing?" And then waiting for that response. So
I'm good.
what's up, Runner Blaze? Welcome.
Good. This is take number 2. The first take did not go so well because of my stupid internet. All right, that's awesome. Thank you. I wasn't sure, like it was definitely my internet because it was doing well when we were backstage, and then as soon as we started, it started like cutting out right away. Thanks a lot, internet.
Oh yeah.
Fucked up.
Oh,
But
that's fine. I've had internet issues myself with several streams the last month or two, so no, I know how it is. So
I hate those.
So just to get started on this, so how did you get into Cobra Kai, or how did you get into the Karate Kid? If you've gotten into the Karate Kid before that,
I didn't get into the Karate Kid. Well, so I think I saw the first Karate Kid when I was like super young, and I liked it, but I wasn't like like super into it or any of that. But I heard a lot of hype with Cobra Kai after the first 2 seasons. And once it started like airing in Netflix, people were screaming about season 3. It's like, oh my God, Cobra Kai's back and all that. And, there was so much like hype, and, word of mouth was crazy about the show. And I was just like, maybe I should get into this. And so I'm usually like, I'm not a big TV show guy, like only because like I like to like sometimes if it remains, you know, consistent, then I'll watch it, I'll binge it and all that. But I was just like, this seems too good. Like I've heard like just because like we've had so much shit content lately, or just like just dog shit entertainment with Star Wars. Like Star Wars for me was like the one that just like it broke me as a fan. So, and we even got some other bad stuff afterward, but a ton of people were like recommending Cobra Kai to people who hated Disney, what they were doing with Star Wars. Like, hey, if you hated The Last Jedi, you hated this or this, that or that, like you gotta watch Cobra Kai. So then I rewatched the first Karate Kid because all 3 movies were free on IMDb TV at the time. You had to watch ads and all that, which sucked, but I rewatched the first one and I loved it a whole lot more than I did when I was younger, just because I understood it more as an adult now. Because I think I watched it when it was senior year of high school, so this is like a few years ago, and because like we were in lockdowns and all that, so I did like shit that would like kind of like, you know, like I kept watching new movies, even rewatched ones that I haven't seen a while ago, and you know, Karate Kid was one of them. I loved it a whole lot. Just rewatching it that time after a long time, I was like, yeah, I love this movie a whole lot more than I did back then. So then I watched 2 for the first time, and I was like, yeah, this is good. I even like 3. I know a lot of people give 3 shit, but I love 3. Uh, Terry Silver, even then, was like the best like Karate Kid villain before season 4 of Cobra Kai, because a lot of people are like, "Oh, Terry Silver was so great in season 4." It's like he was great in Karate Kid 3. Like he was great in both, honestly. But so then I watched season 1 of Cobra Kai after I watched part 3, and it blew my fucking mind. I watched episode 1 and I was like, "Huh, this is getting pretty good." See, then it was episode 1, then episode 2. Then it really got my attention with 3 for some reason, and next thing I knew, I watched the whole first season.
You're talking about episode 3 of season 1? Okay.
Yeah, so episode 3 of season 1 like really grabbed me. Like
Okay.
this is like, okay, I gotta watch all of this now.
Episode 3, is that, well, I forget, I'm trying to remember what happened. So episode 1 was all Johnny.
Yeah, that
Episode
was
2
all
was
of
all
Johnny.
Daniel. And then episode 3 is where he decides to bring Cobra Kai back.
Yeah, something like that, and it like I think
I'll be honest, I've only ever binged because of the availability. I've only ever binge watched Cobra Kai. So when you binge watch something, it's hard to remember all the
I
details.
know. I don't remember the details. I'm just like trying to remember like at the time, like first
Yeah.
viewing. I just remember that being the episode that like really piqued my interest. I was like, yes, I gotta watch all of this. And then like the last episode of season 1, I'm just like, holy shit, this is the last episode? Like that went on like fast because I was just like I was just gobbling up everything. It was awesome. And then I think like late night I kind of like stopped in the middle of season 2 because I just watched so much and then I had to sleep because I took literally almost a full day. Just like it took me like a full day to watch all of season 1 and then half of season 2, and then the next day I watched the last half of season 2 to then all episodes of season 3, and I was like, give me season 4 right now. So then after four comes out, I get some sleep. I wake up at 6 in the morning to binge watch all of it, and then I'm just like, I can't wait for 5.
Same here. Same here. I'm definitely older than you. I was born in the '80s, so my parents loved the original, loved the Karate Kid movies, and we had Karate Kid Part 2 on VHS. So
Mm.
I don't remember if I saw Part 1 first or if I saw Part 2 first, but I believe I saw Part 2 first. And so anything from Part 1 was, because this was a John the Karate Kid films, the Rocky films, they're John
Rocky, yeah.
Avildsen films. So each sequel begins with like a recap of the first of the previous film. So Karate Kid 2 begins with all like the major moments of Karate Kid Karate Kid Part 1, especially all the Miyagi training sessions, and of course
Mm-hmm.
the tournament at the end, and of course the crane kick and Johnny and everything. And so I remember seeing that, and then I remember, Kreese. Like I was like, I must have been like 4 or 5 years old. So Back to the Future, the first the Karate Kid Part 2 is actually one of the first live action movies I've actually ever seen. I mean, there's Beverly Hills Cop, Back
Mm-hmm.
to the Future. Back then, when I was real little, because all that back then, all I watched were cartoons. I used to watch Looney Tunes cartoons and Disney cartoons. We used to run them on VHS all the time. So I saw Part 2 really young. So I remember, I'm old enough I was 4, I would think I was 4 or 5. Part 3 came out in the theater. I remember seeing it in the theater. That it was 1989. So I remember seeing that movie, and Indiana Jones were like probably the earliest movies I remember ever seeing in the theater. Last Crusade, because they both came out the same year. So
That's awesome.
so I saw those. I mean, I would say I wasn't the biggest Karate Kid fan, but I mean, I liked them enough. I was aware of them. I loved Mr. Miyagi. I always Mr. Miyagi was the best character in those movies. It was awesome.
Of
Every moment
course.
he was in always stole the show. So
Of
and then I
course.
went, huh? Oh yeah.
No, I was just
So
saying, of course, he is the best. He is the best
and
part.
what's great about Cobra Kai, and I was gonna say this later, but I'm gonna say this now since I'm talking about Mr. Miyagi. Even though Pat Morita has been gone, has been no longer with us for like probably since 2005. I remember I think I was in college when I heard the news, and I was just like, oh man. But Mr. Miyagi is very, very, very present in Cobra Kai. Like he's like
He
his
is.
presence is there. Like he's with just archive footage and everything. I think he has a bigger presence there than when you brought up Star Wars. He has a bigger presence there than, and I think even Luke Skywalker and Han Solo
Yes,
in
exactly.
the new stuff.
Well, no, because the difference is like you mentioned, like Mr. Miyagi feels present more in those than the legacy characters in Star Wars and the dog shit sequel trilogy. It's because like it's the writing. It's the writing and the passion. Like, because I forget the guys that created Cobra Kai and the ones that started it, but
But they're
like you
fans.
can tell. Yeah, exactly. I follow them on Twitter, but like you can tell that they're fans of this franchise and all that. But then you look at like the ones that at Lucasfilm, it's like they don't give a shit. Like 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 the Han Solo and the Luke Skywalker, or Jake Skywalker, as most people call him. Like, that's not who those characters are. The way they wrote them, it's like it's not like it, like that's just not who they are, like as like what they were written before and all that. Like, they're not true to themselves. But like like the presence of Mr. Miyagi, yeah, like you said, Pat Maria is no longer with us, but you feel his presence. He's still the same guy and all that. So it's like Cobra, Disney Jedi, that's right. Those are the guys.
Schlossberg, Hurwitz, and Hell. Yeah, and they were all fans. And I believe this project got started because I don't know if it was social media, but I think it was How I Met Your Mother, where William Zabka and Ralph Macchio started reportraying their characters, or not reportraying, but they reunited for an episode as themselves. And then I think they were doing more and more stuff together, to the point where they just decided to bring back the show. I'll be honest, like, it's been years since I saw the Karate Kids. I mean, I watch them every once in a while. Like, we bought them on DVD. So I finally saw the
I have
first
them.
movie.
I have them on 4K, all three movies. I got like the box set.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're on a show called Let's Show Our Physical Media.
The physical media show.
How is I'm curious how the 4K, because I look at reviews and I've heard mixed things about the Karate Kid ones, especially the ones on Amazon.
No, so the first I've only seen a little bit of the first Karate Kid on 4K. I don't have a Dolby Atmos system set up in my room, so I don't know how it sounds from that end. But like the Dolby Vision, on the other hand, like looks pretty good. Like, it's the best I think it's ever looked. Tom Connors from Midnight's Edge, he's a friend of mine who's on the physical media show. He says it's a great fucking transfer. Like, he says it's an amazing transfer, which
Okay.
which says a lot, because he's the 4K master. He knows his shit. Because I watched it a little bit and I'm like, it's good. I just don't see like I just don't see like I'm not as positive on it as you, but like I like the 4K transfer. I think it's good. I haven't seen 2 or 3 though on 4K yet. But like the art on the box set is amazing. I'll bring it up in a second if you want me to. It's really good.
Oh yeah, definitely do that. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, but going back, so I didn't see the next Karate Kid. I remember that came out when I was like, I think I was 8 or 9
I,
when that came
I
out.
think I think I watched it. I watched it after I binge watched the first 3 seasons of Cobra Kai because it was on Netflix. It was like the only Karate Kid movie on Netflix other than Cobra Kai. So I just watched it just to like just out of curiosity. And I was like the first 2 acts. I'm like, this isn't that bad of a movie. I'm actually starting to like this. And then the final fight happens and it's like, oh, like it was like super like cringe. And I'm just like, I did not like the final, like the third act is where it really fell off the rails for me.
Okay, I don't even. I remember watching it and just like compared to what's been coming out lately, I actually enjoyed it quite a bit.
No,
But
it's not. Yeah, exactly. It's not that bad. It's kind of like a few nights ago, like for the first time because it was on Netflix, I watched Eyes Wide Shut for the first time
that's
with Stanley Kubrick. And
that's yeah, Stanley
and
Kubrick.
yeah, Stanley Kubrick, and it's like I've heard like people say like, oh, it's like his least best movie, and it probably is, but like it's like this isn't that bad. It's like I
No,
don't
it's not.
it's like it's not that bad of a movie. It's like it's interesting. I think I'll be honest, like I think Tom Cruise really makes that movie watchable for me just because I really like him as an actor. But like compared to the shit we get now, it's like it is so much fucking better.
Yeah, Kubrick's very slow burn. Like that one scene, that scene with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman, where they're in the bedroom, they're just talking. That's like a third. That's like a 20 to 30 minute long scene.
Yeah, I
I was
know.
I
Oh
was just
yeah,
like I was
where
like, where is this gonna go? Where's this going? Because I was like, where I because
yeah, the
I knew what I was getting into watching this because it's about cults
y-
and
yeah, cuz
the Illuminati or whatever you call them. I was like,
yeah,
when are we gonna get to that?
yeah, I
When are we
know. Look at no, you're talking about the scene where she's like complaining to him that he was talking to those 2 girls in the party and all that.
Yeah.
That scene. Yeah, like that did go on for like quite a while. It's like and yeah, then they got to the whole party thing with the masks and all that. And it's like, my God. Like this is like it's like Kubrick just took A Clockwork Orange to like a whole new level.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Clockwork Orange is that's a movie. That's a
That
movie for another discussion,
yeah,
which
it
somehow
is.
made it into Space Jam. Space Jam #2, starring
I
LeBron
know
James.
the Druids. I remember
The
seeing
Droogs.
like like no, because they cancel what's his name, Speedy Gonzalez, but
Yeah.
you're putting in the Druids in a
Yeah.
kids movie. It's like
Yeah.
what
The,
the fuck?
the Droogs do one of the worst things ever in a movie.
It's like
It's
exactly.
disgusting.
It's like, do you know what those guys do? It's like they do some horrific shit.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
And you're
It's
putting him in a movie with Bugs fucking Bunny.
yeah. It was stupid Warner Brothers. Whoever said they're the stupidest company is right.
Uh,
So,
though
oh,
well those people are gone now. So
are they? I
oh
don't keep
yeah,
up with
just
I don't keep up with Warner Brothers like everybody else does.
oh it's Warner Brothers Discovery now because Discovery bought them.
Okay, so no AT&T no longer owns them.
Well, no, I think AT&T, I think they're the ones that kind of like because they were kind of like really screwed with
Yeah.
Warner Brothers and all that, so they just gave it to David Zaslav in Discovery. David Zaslav, the CEO of Discovery,
Hmm.
and he's like he just came in. He just came into the building like a fucking lion and like tore shit up, like firing people and just I mean he canceled Batgirl, which was crazy. And now he's like he's cleaning house. Like he's trying to get shit back in order, especially DC, because that's a mess.
Yeah, like I saw the only thing I saw DC. I mean, I saw the Batman, which I barely remember. I mean,
Yeah.
It came off. I mean, it started off pretty good, and then I just
the Batman, I like it, honestly. I know a lot of people give it shit. I own the 4K only because I'd imagine it looked good on 4K. I like it. I think it's a good like 2-hour movie that goes on for 3
3
hours.
hours.
It would be way better for a two. I'd like it even more if it was just 2 hours, because I think those first 2 hours are really fucking good. Like even with some of the changes in it, like
The Zodiac Riddler.
I didn't like. Well, here's the thing though, like the way that was pitched, I was like, that could work. Plus, I like the actor Paul Dano. Like, I think he's really good. Some of the stuff I've seen him in, and I'm like, yeah, this dude can play a good Riddler if given the right material and all that. But like, like some of the things in it were like, that like I was fine with this. But then when he started like autistically screaming in the jail, I'm just like, what the fuck? It's like that's when that whole thing was just like, but I mean, Colin Farrell as the Penguin was fucking great, in my opinion. I thought he
Yeah,
was
he
one
was
of the best.
very. Yeah, I think I told you this at the expo. He was practically De Niro. He looked like De Niro. He reminded me of De Niro as Al Capone, because De Niro had to put on weight, and I think he wore like, I don't know if he wore a
I was gonna
ball
say
cap.
he looked like he looked like De Niro from The Untouchables.
Yeah, yeah, that's what. Yeah,
He also what was it? I mean, and I like Robert Pattinson as Batman. I think like I thought he was a pretty decent Batman. I didn't like him so much as Bruce Wayne. Like I'm fine with Bruce Wayne being like a like what do you call it? Because he's like a broken man type thing. Like I think that could really work. I just think the way it was delivered or executed just wasn't the greatest.
I just liked
Um,
how he didn't talk that much. He didn't do his gruff
no,
Christian Bale, Ben
and I
Affleck,
no,
Batfleck voice.
well, Batfleck and Bale are like, I wouldn't compare the two just because like Bale was like trying to like do like a mumbling voice with his own voice, but Ben Affleck was just using his normal voice but with a modulator, which I actually liked about Batfleck.
Do
And
you bleed?
I like Ben Affleck as Batman. That's my favorite live action Batman
I mean, he looks
in my
like Bruce
opinion.
Wayne, like the way Bruce Wayne is in canon. He looks
Oh
like Bruce
yeah.
Wayne. He's over 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
He's big. He's like over 200 pounds.
Yeah,
He fits the front. He fits the profile.
yeah, you've seen those pictures of them comparing the Bruce Wayne from the Batman animated series to how Ben Affleck looks. It's literally identical.
I don't know if he has as square of a chin
The animated
Bruce
series.
Wayne in the animated show does.
I mean, it's very close though. Like it's he has honestly he has more of a square chin now with that new picture
Yeah,
with Momoa, because he like posted on social media saying like, hey, Ben's back as Batman for Aquaman 2. And all
I
that.
couldn't help but see that there's a rumor out there saying that there's going to be another Man of Steel.
Yeah, I would love for that to happen. Um, it would depend on how it would go. I mean, I think there's been a lot of like reports out there, like, because I've been listening to some, like, I listen to, you know who Mikey Sutton is?
No,
Okay, so he's someone who does a ton of like scoops and stuff for DC and Marvel. Like he's had a damn good track record over the years. Like he's the one that he didn't predict, but like he like made a report saying like the Snyder cut is gonna get announced in like 5 months. Like he like he like reported this around like November of 2019, and then it gets like then Zack Snyder like releases, like then he announces it on like May or June or something. I forgot when, but he like Mikey like gave it that boost saying like, hey, it's coming. Like he was right about that, and he even reported that Toby and Andrew were going to be in Spider-Man: No Way Home. He was right about that. And
I love both of those movies. I love Spider-Man No Way Home. I've not watched any other MCU movie since Endgame. Other than that, if you consider
Yeah,
consider that MCU.
you're better off not watching any of the other movies that came out, because I watched Black Widow. It was dog shit. Shang-Chi was like, it was the probably one of the most overhyped of all the Marvel movies, honestly, because like the media and all that was like, Shang-Chi's a triumph. It's the greatest thing since, like like people are saying it's the greatest thing since Logan. I was just like, what the fuck? No. It's like there's no way. So I watched it when it like hit digital, and all that. I watched it for free. And I was just like, no, this is not as great as some people are saying it is. Because
Okay.
like some parts are like, all right, this isn't a bad movie. It's like average at most. But then that third act comes around, it's just like there's like the CGI is bad, first of all, and there's just like there's like plot holes and shit. It's like convoluted as shit. It's just like like no, like this third act is not good. It's
So there's one thing I wanted to talk about Cobra Kai. One thing that I was thinking about, just rewatching these two seasons. Are you familiar with the concept of slice of life? You know, that genre of entertainment where it's about people, about normal people doing normal things and stuff. Of course, with Cobra Kai, you have the martial arts aspect. So it's just about normal people, living their lives and competing. It could be a sports movie too in some ways because of martial arts, but
yeah.
like they talked about like there's good slice of life and then there's crap slice of life. And I hear like the new MC, what's that new show that's coming out? The new MCU shows, the
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk. They say
Yeah.
that's supposed to be slice of life, but then they just keep it mundane. They keep it uninteresting. Like they don't like nothing happens. And I've noticed this with a lot of
That
shows lately, especially Disney stuff.
that's what I've heard. Like I've heard like from what I've heard, because I haven't watched She-Hulk. I don't plan on it just because it just watching the trailers alone, I'm just like, this is not for me. And honestly, the Marvel TV shows are even worse than the movies, in my opinion. At least the Phase 4 movies. Because like
Which
the
ones have you
show.
seen? Which ones have you seen?
Okay, so I already said Black Widow, Shang-Chi. I did not see Eternals. I saw Doctor Strange 2 only because I'm a huge Sam Raimi fan, and as a Sam Raimi fan, I was very disappointed. And I watched Thor: Love and Thunder only because my friends wanted to see it, and they like one of my friends like invited me, like, hey, you want to go watch Thor? I was like, yeah, I'll only watch it just to hang out with you guys, just because I don't often hang out with my friends because of college and stuff. So I was just like, I'll watch it, but I paid a ticket to Top Gun Maverick instead. I didn't pay a ticket to see Thor: Love and Thunder because fuck you, Disney. Um, so and Thor: Love
What
and
about the
Thunder's
shows? What about the shows?
WandaVision, one episode of Loki, and one episode of Hawkeye. That's it.
Oh, you didn't see was it Falcon and
No,
Winter Soldier?
I knew that was gonna be like horrible since day one, and I heard nothing but bad things about it.
Like here's the thing about there's a problem with these new shows that Cobra Kai does so well. Cobra Kai makes you want more.
Exactly, and it's rewatchable too.
Yes.
Cause like WandaVision, like I remember getting really into it, like the first like 3 episodes or 4 or something like that. It kind of went downhill after like 5, and it started getting a little bit worse and worse. And then that last episode comes in, and it's just like it's horrible, and you're just like, this is completely unwatchable now. I can't watch any of the episodes going forward because of that last episode. It just ruined it.
Yeah,
Cause and
I have not watched any of the Marvel shows. But I watched some of the Star Wars shows. I know people are going to disagree with me because I mean, this is widely, like, this is considered like liked by almost everybody. I did not like The Mandalorian, believe it or not. I mean, I liked a few episodes, but
me too. I agree.
Mandalorian did not want. I did not want more. It's the way it's. I don't know if it's the way the show was written, but I didn't want more of it. Like when a new season came out, I wasn't excited for it. And the thing is,
Me neither.
they their ideas of cliffhangers or whatever or storylines are just boring. Like where, like I'm like, where are the major villains? Where's like the major is what's the major story? Where are the stakes? And it's like
It's just Mandalorian the babysitter. That's what the show is.
yeah, I mean, and I'm like, and then the thing is, then you think Star Wars, you think, crazy set pieces where they're so high up to the point where it's like you're feeling the danger with them. It's almost like a thriller in that regard. Like heck, on the Death Star, when Obi-Wan is trying to turn off the tractor beam and he's holding on, like to him it's nothing, but to us, like he's like high up, like there's nothing below him.
Wait, so
So
you talking about Obi-Wan?
the original Star Wars when Obi-Wan Alec Guinness is trying to shut down the tractor beam.
Oh yeah,
He's
that's right.
he's just walking. He's just walking along the tractor beam pillar like it's nothing.
Yeah.
And when I first saw that, I was freaking the hell out.
I remember. Yeah, I agree. I remember seeing that, and I was like, "Damn, you better not fall down."
Yeah, and I was just like, but that's the thing. Like, there's that the way the set pieces are designed. It's like the old 1930s, 1940s serials. There was always this, danger was always looming, and of course, with Star Wars, they kind of cranked it up to 10, even further than what was done in the back in the day. But it was exciting, it was thrilling, and you wanted to see more. And the bad guys were bad guys. Like they were always, Darth Vader. The original trilogy would not be successful if Vader was a buffoon.
Yeah.
Well, now he's a buffoon because of Obi-Wan.
I heard, because of Kenobi.
Yeah,
I haven't seen Kenobi because the last like Star Wars content I watched was season 2 of Mandalorian, and then like after that, I was just like, you know what? I didn't like this season at all. It was just meh in terms of like Star Wars, and it really just destroyed the lore with that one. Like not I wouldn't say as much as like The Last Jedi or the sequel trilogy itself, but it's like it's almost no different to those movies, in my opinion. Because some people like The Mandalorian, and it's like I understand why. I remember kind of liking season 1 at the time. I
yeah.
think
I think
there was
the best episode was episode 7 of season 1. That was the one where I actually felt something for everybody.
Which one was that? Was that the one with Bill Burr?
That was it was like part 1 of 2. I like the one with Bill Burr, but that was the one after where they're trying to get to the city, and like they're trying to get to the city. They're traveling at night, or they're camped out, and they're like all of a sudden these dragon things start killing like their horses, and I think it killed some people, and I was just like, holy crap, wow, something is actually going on.
I also remember kind of liking the episodes that Deborah Chow directed in season 1. I was like, yeah, these aren't bad.
Yeah.
Like this actually kind of felt like Star Wars to me. And the one with Bill Burr, I was like the one where it's like they're actually like bounty hunting and stuff. I'm just like, why can't the whole show be like this? It's like this actually feels like what it should be, like the Mandalorian who's a bounty hunter and all that. It's like that's exactly what it should be with other bounty hunters too. It's
Yeah.
like I've always wanted to see that, just because I really like the bounty hunters, and I was just like, I kind of wish I got more in like a live action thing, and that was like the closest thing I got to, and that's it. And then like season 2 kind of like made me like season 1 less, but then like after season 2, then Gina Carano gets canceled and all that, and I'm just like, I'm not watching any more Disney Star Wars after that whole thing went down, just because that was just plain dirty and all that. She did not deserve that or any of that. I did not like the way, like, it was just very unprofessional from Disney's part. Like they publicly like fired her. It's like, what the fuck?
Before even telling her, that's not right. I
Yeah,
agree.
I was just like, I feel like some people got to understand, like, it's not just about her getting fired. Like, this is like a call sign just saying straight up like they hate us as customers. Like they do not like us as fans. They don't care. They don't have love or appreciation to this brand or any of that. So that's why I'm just like, I'm not watching anything else. I'm not giving them my money.
And it just shows in the quality of their work and the quality of their writing. I mean, yes, there's some nice, aesthetics. The some
Yeah.
of the visuals might look some of the visuals look decent.
Yeah.
Um, but in terms of the writing, in terms of trying to make it entertaining, it's more quantity over quality with these people. So at this point, so the purpose of my channel is to find things that are that I think are well worth it for any viewer's time
Yeah. And
and money, but
I agree.
even more so time, because time is something you don't get back. So I don't know how,
Exactly.
I honestly don't know how people can watch stuff that they don't like and review it. I know it gets a lot of views from people who agree, but I just
Yeah.
can't do it myself. It's
I
just it's just not
me
worth it.
me neither, cuz like I reviewed Doctor Strange 2 only because I had a reason. Like I actually cuz I was excited that Sam Raimi was coming back to direct a Marvel movie cuz I was a huge fan of his Spider-Man, and I'm also a fan of Evil Dead and all that. So and a bunch of his other movies. Like I was I'm a big Sam Raimi fan. I went in there, I was like, I don't think it's going to be good, but I hope to at least see some cool things. And there were some really cool Raimi-isms in the movie. That was probably the only good thing about it, but everything else was just dumb, like Phase 4, like bullshit. And I just did not like that. Like that
Phase
really,
bore.
yeah, Phase 4, MCU, all of that was there, but I don't blame Sam Raimi for that. I think Kevin Feige, like, held him on a leash, which I don't like.
I think
Because,
he holds everybody him
I
and
know. It's like,
they all hold everybody on a leash.
yeah, I know. Well, he didn't hold Taika Waititi on a leash because he let him do whatever the fuck he wanted with Thor: Love and Thunder, which is not a good thing. Cause it's like, yeah, like you never put Sam Raimi in a corner. It's like you should have learned that from Spider-Man 3, because that wasn't a good movie, but it's better than it's better than Doctor Strange 2, that's for sure.
It's one thing, especially the way things are handled now. You come to appreciate things that used to be popular to hate on the prequel trilogy. It's popular to hate on the Hobbit trilogy, but now
Yeah.
you look at those, and of course Spider-Man 3 was another one, and of course the two Matrix movies. I can go on forever, but you look at those now, and those are
They're
like
they're they're like Shakespeare compared to the stuff we're getting now.
yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
it's like comparing War and Peace. You ever see the horse? You ever see the drawing of the horse to compare the seasons of Game of
Yes.
Thrones? So he
Yeah.
had he had a very detailed seasons 1 through 6, and then season 8's like a stick stick figure. The season
Yes.
8 ends a stick figure of a horse.
Yes.
Great, a great analogy right there, because
I
that's
love
exactly how I felt.
I know. I've seen a ton of those memes. I love them. But yeah, and like you said about giving up money and time, like I think a ton of people like that work in Hollywood now, or the industry, or whatever you like to call it, they don't think about that. They think about themselves, and they don't think about the people that, you know, who are actually the customers. Like, hey, like we're giving you like our 2 hours of our time to watch and pay for your shit. And it's like I want to make this is a good example, like Tom Cruise when promoting Top Gun Maverick. In some screenings, not mine, but I've heard other people say like he did a little promo thing in the very beginning of the movie saying like, "Hey, thank you for coming out. We made this for the fans and yada yada yada. We hope you enjoy." It's like it's
Yep, he
that.
did that. I saw that.
Oh, you saw that? Okay,
Yes, I
because
did.
my theater did not play that, but I
Really?
but but I saw a cam version of it on YouTube, and I watched that. And I'm just like, that's fucking awesome.
Did you
It's like
see it at an AMC?
yes, I saw it in
Okay.
AMC on IMAX,
Okay.
and it was it was
Maybe
it,
maybe it's because it's IMAX that they didn't show it. IMAX is always different from from
may,
my experience.
I guess it is, but Yeah, like after hearing that, I was just like, and he even tweeted that out, like the same message, like he put it out on Twitter, and I like replied saying like it's like we need more of this in entertainment right now, and I like was like thank you Tom Cruise and all that, because it's like it's like he understands, he understands, because he like, he's old school, because
Yeah.
most of these other people are like practically my age who can't like do shit, or like not the right age to qualify any of this. It's just like, yeah, but
This
like
they did
it's
something
like,
similar. I'm sure you don't watch Better Call Saul, but Better Call Saul recently ended. It had series finale a few weeks ago, and right after the episode, the entire cast and the creators came out and thanked the audience for watching and being loyal viewers for ever since Breaking Bad started about 14 years now. So because this was also an ending not just to Better Call Saul but also to Breaking Bad, it was also acted as an epilogue. So
yeah,
people who have been viewing it for years, got the thank you and everything. And I thought that was great too. And I want to see more of that. I want to see more of that. I want to see less people going after fans. And I
and
want to see less.
preaching.
I
Yeah,
want to see less journal, pop culture journalists um, going after fans too, going after other fans,
yeah,
because it's the fans that go to their website and give the clicks, not the. I mean, I know they have to. I understand that they want to get the access for obvious reasons so that they can be the first to
the first
have a
to
scoop.
watch this and the
Yeah,
first to watch that, and it's just like the whole that whole like gimmick and all that really doesn't matter, because it's like, like a ton of people who like, you know they shill their ways to, you know get their ways to like see the movie first, or the first like episodes of this or that, and it's like, and they'll say like, oh, it's great, it's a triumph and all that, when like no one get like, I think a lot more people are waking up to this shit, and it's just like no one cares, like they're not listening to you, they're listening to people like who like actually give honest opinions. Like I know Mahler did a recent like 5 out like literally a 5 hour long breakdown of Doctor Strange 2, and it last I looked, it had like 244K views. Like that's insane. I mean, he usually gets those types of views for those like breakdown things that he does, but it's just like that shows like that audience right there is like, they're not listening to the journalists, the pop culture journalists. They're actually listening to people who are actually honest with their stuff.
and I've heard both sides of. I've heard people that support people like Mahler and all of them. And
Yeah.
I've heard the other side, people that are more critical of them. One thing that I can say is that nobody, I think, on the side that's very very critical and doesn't believe what they're saying, is that Cobra Kai is actually one of a few exceptions. Like, have you ever
Yeah.
heard anyone talk bad about Cobra Kai other than maybe some idiots online? I know I watched one of your
My
videos a couple years ago where
my fa-
they yeah, I watched one of your videos where someone was complaining that Cobra Kai was too fear of pigmentation
Oh
of a lot of their
yeah.
characters.
Oh yeah, I think that video was like, that was like the first one to like really like get like that got the most traction at the time. So then I like made like another Cobra Kai video to see if that was gonna get traction, but it didn't as much. But I remember that video really like started blowing up for the type of small channel I had, and I was like, oh, maybe I should do more Cobra Kai shit. But I couldn't, because I was busy as well. But like, um, other than, I made my mom watch the first season and she couldn't get into it, but that's a whole different story.
Did your mom see the Karate Kid?
Yeah, she likes them. She only saw the first movie and she likes the first movie, but she just never bothered to watch two or three. and I understand why, because like we have my mom and I have different taste when it comes to movies. Um, like I remember showing her Tropic Thunder once, and she fucking hated it.
I don't think I've still not seen Tropic Thunder.
Oh my god, dude, you need to watch it.
I've gotten a lot of crap for that. I've gotten a lot of crap for not seeing it yet.
Oh my god. I mean, I did get crap for it for not seeing it. So you know Kai MFS.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
he's
met him. I met
yeah,
him. I met
in
him.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, the guy with the mohawk. So like we used to do like last year we used to do like Discord movie nights and all that. And we were like recommending he was like pick between this and that. And it's like and I was like Tropic Thunder. I haven't seen that one yet. And he's like, "You haven't seen Tropic Thunder?" It's like no, but I've wanted to for a long time, but I want to watch it now just so I can get it over with. And I watched it and I like it was just so fun. It was just so funny, and it gets better like every viewing I watch it.
Okay, I
And
got it. I'm gonna have to download it now. Now I have
yeah,
to,
and
or
and it's it,
get it, acquire it.
yeah, it's my favorite Tom Cruise performance too. Like he's so fucking hilarious
He's
in
in
it.
it.
Yeah, he's he plays a character called Les Grossman.
Oh no. Oh no. I gotta see this. I gotta see
No,
this now.
so I'll tell you this. Tom Cruise in a way he kind of plays like the chairman, like producer of a movie studio in it, and he's kind of like a certain Harvey that we all know that used to
Oh yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
He plays that type of character. But it's but it,
The one that Meryl Streep really loves.
yes, that one. Exactly. That one. The one Meryl Streep called God.
Oh my gosh. Oh Meryl.
No,
Oh
so
Meryl. What
Tom
do we
Cruise
do with
plays
you?
that type he plays that type of character, but it's funny. Like it's actually fucking hilarious. Ben Stiller's good in it. Robert
And
Downey
Robert Downey.
Jr.
Everybody knows Robert Downey Jr. He wears the
Yeah, he
face.
plays a
I won't say
very
what it is.
yeah, he plays a very controversial role. I'm trying not to get your channel struck down or any of that. But
I
like he
love
put
saying code words. I love saying code words. Like I just fair skin, everything. I love saying
yeah,
code words.
yeah. I I
It's
I
fun.
I know. I like saying that just to be safe. It's like he plays a controversial role.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to look up what they do because like I remember like 2 years ago or whatever like Twitter weirdos who like don't give a shit about any of this, who just want to ruin entertainment and all that. Like just found that Robert Downey Jr. did this type of thing in Tropic Thunder. It's like you just found that out now? And it's like and people like to say like they try to cancel him because he's, actually doing, you know, um what do you call it? I don't wanna can I blackface? I don't
You could
know.
say I don't care.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
You could
Yeah.
say I
Like
don't care.
he like they found out he did blackface in it, and it's like if you watch the movie, you would know that like because in the movie they don't say that blackface is good and you should do it. Like it's not commenting like, "Hey, this is okay." There's like, "No, don't do it." The point of him the point of that role is just to say like these are what actors fucking do in Hollywood. Like these are
Yeah.
the type of like Jack Black plays a character who snorts cocaine. It's like that's what Hollywood people do. And
Yeah.
then
That's what
and
they
th-
do.
and then there's one actor in it like there's like one guy who plays like the actor who's like the normal one out of all of them. And it's like you have those people too who are just normal. Like all of us, and then you have people who are freaks, which is everyone else
Yep.
in
Yep.
that movie. And it's just like this is like every stereotype of every person that works in the industry, and it's hilarious. It's brilliant. Like I feel like
Yeah.
some people just don't look at it that way, and they look at it as a dumb joke, and it's like no, like there's a bigger picture to this movie.
Oh yeah. Oh
This
yeah.
is
Absolutely.
this is a passion project from Ben Stiller.
Oh, this was a Ben Stiller project. Okay.
Yeah, he directed it and all that.
Oh, okay. Okay. Interesting.
And he's the main lead in it too.
Okay. It looks like I got a. Let me see if I can find it right here. So I got a super sticker from Salty Texas C for $1.99. Thank you, Salty. Thank you. As always, you are awesome. If you haven't subscribed to him, subscribe to Salty Texas C. And oh yeah, a certain runner Blaze, his subscribe to him too. His links in the description. Just
Good.
saying. So
It's good guy. I like that guy.
yeah. So what was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? So going back to Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
So I'm curious. I when I first saw the first season, I just like you did. I just like binged it. Like I just didn't stop watching it. Like it was entertaining from beginning to end. Season one, and
Yeah.
I honestly went into it thinking like, oh, is this going to be another? I was expecting it to be just like Star Wars. It was going to be. I was expecting it to be like they're going to make Johnny look bad, and Daniel was going to look bad, and the kids were going to be the best. The kids were going to
Yeah.
outshine them, and it was not that way. I loved how Johnny's story begins. I am a sucker for redemption stories. So I was already
Yeah.
once I
Had a
saw
hell of a
episode one, I
redemption.
was in. I was in, and I just loved seeing how Johnny was in Mr. Miyagi's situation, and it was funny seeing how he reacted to. He's like, "Well, stop being a dork." Like he's like, because Miguel's the I think Miguel would be the main lead for the out of the you know the younger cast members. Well, him and well, it's
Mm-hmm.
him, Robbie, and Samantha. So Samantha
Yeah.
is Daniel's daughter.
Yeah. Daniel's daughter. Yeah.
Robbie is Johnny's son,
Johnny's son.
who he hates with a passion, and of course Miguel is just a new character. Miguel's a new character, and I'll
Who
be
ends
honest, I
up?
love Miguel.
Yeah. Miguel's great. I like a decent. I like almost all the characters. In all honesty, like I know some people don't like Sam and Robbie. I kind of like those
Robbie, I
characters.
didn't like
Not
Robbie at first. He kind of, I mean, he can't, I mean, I guess you're not supposed to like him at first because like
no,
he's, you know, he's
you're
stealing.
not.
He's
You're not. But you do sort of like you know like the character as the show goes on, and and outside of that, I've heard some people say that I look like Robbie at times. Like
you
back
kind
when
of do. You kind of do.
yeah, like anytime I
You just
mention,
gotta grow. You gotta grow your hair out.
yeah, but my hair can't like grow as long as Robbie's. That's the only problem. I would have to wear a wig, and like wear like a karate gi on in order for it to actually cosplay as like that character. But like I've heard people say like you look like Robbie from Cobra Kai, and I'm like really? And then I started like thinking about it. I'm like I could see where people are coming from.
I'll be honest. I loved Robbie in season 4. I
Yes, he
loved
was
Robbie.
great.
Like he was like. I mean, he was already. I mean, he was already jacked in the early seasons. You know, skateboarder physique. But in season 4, he was just like he was like a martial. He was like martial arts jacked,
Yeah,
and I was like, and just the way he turned to the so season 3 he turns to the dark side. I know we're supposed to be talking about season 1 too, but he turns to
yeah.
the dark side in season 3. So season 4 he's with Cobra Kai and he's teaching them all how Miyagi Do does it, and I thought that's like, whoa, this is awesome. Like he's turning into an awesome like villain slash, or and I'll say not even say
And
villain, antagonist
antagonist, yeah.
to our heroes, to Johnny and to Daniel's
Because
you know
I, because
dojos.
yeah, and I know we're trying to discuss the later seasons and all that, but like I kind of knew he would like kind of flip at some point because it's like this guy's not going to stay in Cobra Kai. Like he's
No,
not.
no.
Like there's no effing way.
But yeah, but yeah, him in season 4. I don't know if you'd agree. Like when he fights Hawk in season 4 at the tournament, I was honestly hoping he'd win because he lost in season 1.
Yeah, That's right,
But
he
then
did.
but then again, he fights Hawk season 2 at the mall, at the shopping mall. So in the middle of the season, there's a fight where they try to pick a fight with Dimitri because Dimitri left a bad Yelp he left a bad Yelp review of Cobra Kai because Kreese was there, and Dimitri being Dimitri
Yeah.
trying to talk to Kreese just punches him in the face
you,
off screen, of course, and he
you know,
runs off with a nosebleed.
oh yeah, I love that clip. I've seen the clip around. I think Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers and Ryan Kennel from RK Outpost uses. I think maybe it's just Jeremy, but like he uses the clip where Kreese like walks around the Cobra Kai dojo and he sees these little kids like trying to like try to take a punch, but it's like the softest thing ever. And so the kids like look up at him like super like scared, and then he's like, Jesus Christ.
I forgot to clip that. That's something I wanted to clip. Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
one thing I loved about season two's final battle in the school. So you had our heroes. You had Robbie versus Miguel. Then you
Robbie
had, of
versus
course,
Miguel.
Tori versus. So one thing
Sam.
I loved about season two was the addition of Tori. So here's one. I don't know how you felt about this. One thing I noticed about season two, watching it. They kind of started to phase out Aisha when they brought
Mm-hmm.
in Tori. And then season three, Aisha, they like, oh, Aisha moved and they just got rid of her character. How'd you feel about that? I was actually really disappointed because I liked Aisha.
I liked Aisha too. I wouldn't say I was like I I like the character, but not as much as like some other people. Maybe that's just me.
Yeah.
I like the character, but then like I've heard a lot of fans being like, it's like, oh, like she wasn't in season 3, like that sucks and all that. It's like, wow, like a lot of people were like kind of bummed out that she wasn't in season
I was one
3.
of them.
Yeah, that was one of, and then like she comes back in season 4 and it's like, hey,
It was a cameo,
and
but yeah.
it was a cameo, but it was nice. It's like I think the way they kind of explained it, it's like it made sense.
Yeah, because her family was, of course, wealthy. Her dad was a football player, I believe. So she was friends with Samantha because they both came from really well off families. I guess they lived in Encino, the wealthier part of the
Mm-hmm.
valley, San Fernando Valley.
Yeah,
I
and
had to look up. what the valley was because
yeah,
I've only been to LA once in my life,
mm,
and I don't know the layout of LA. So
yeah.
um,
I've never been there, but like speaking of like,
it did not disappoint when I went. It was
mm,
crowded. It was rude, and it didn't rain. It was so I was happy.
okay. But going back to season 1, I did really like, the first episode, like you said, it was all about Johnny. He's a broke, like wasted dude who he's like completely lost in life. He doesn't know how to use a smartphone. He doesn't
He doesn't
understand
know how to use the internet
he doesn't
or
understand how to use
computer.
the internet. Um Hash Brown, Cobra Kai.
Hash brown yeah. Put one of those hash browns on. Yeah. Oh,
There's this Johnny Lawrence parody account on Twitter, and he'll like tweet something, but then afterwards he'll say hash brown something something. It's so
yeah.
funny. Like he'll never
Oh, yeah.
use an actual like hashtag. He'll just spell out hash brown.
And that's another great thing about Cobra Kai. It's funny. Like,
It's funny. Like Johnny is like, he's not, you know he's very much like, he fights the NPC culture in a way, if you think about it, like, because there's a ton of like, weird kids out there in the internet who say the dumbest shit, and Johnny is like, he's not that at all. Like, he'll like he just doesn't get it, and I love it.
okay.
And
Well,
I've heard like some people like criticize, like, it's like, he's like, there's no way, like, you can be completely lost around this time with all the new stuff, and it's just like, no, there's some people like that who exist. There
yeah.
are some people like that who exist, and like, I just love like, and I even like the part where it's like he's a broke, guy, wasted, not in great shape, and then you see Daniel LaRusso. He got a business,
He's
his
like
own.
he sees the billboard. He's like, "Oh, you got to be kidding me!"
Yeah.
he's using the karate as a gimmick for
As
his
a gimmick
a
for a
marketing
and
gimmick.
yeah, and then giving the customers a bonsai tree. I
And
I
he's like,
love I love I love I love that. I was just like, it's just like I like I just like it. It's like because of Daniel's success and all that. Like it's like this is this. It kind of like tells people a lesson. It's like if you actually work hard in life, you can, you know good things can happen in life. And
yeah,
like he got a successful business. It's a car business. And and then you look at Johnny, who at the time was just a complete asshole of a guy, and he got nothing but shit. Like after Kreese like nearly choked him or beaten him to death in the very beginning of part 2 of Karate Kid. It's just like the dude was just wasted.
yeah,
that
he was
that
wasted,
he
and
was wasted. He had his own place. He was just lying on the floor.
yeah, and he was like, he did not know how to handle life. Like he was taught
Yeah.
the wrong things.
He was taught the wrong things, but then then you have characters like Miguel come into his life and like teaching him like, hey, this is how it works. Teaching him about Facebook and all that. I loved when he found Allie on Facebook, and he started liking all of her posts. It's like,
He's like, no, you don't want to do
oh,
that. You don't want to do that.
yeah, it's
You're
like you
coming
don't
off
want to
as
do that
desperate.
because like, yeah, because because I knew like, yeah, like you don't do that to people, because it's like then like you seem like kind of sus, you know
Mm-hmm.
like if you do that. But and there are some people who do spam likes and all that, and that's fine. I don't care. But
Yeah.
because of like their history and all that, it's just like, oh, that's kind of cringe, but it's also funny at the
Yeah.
same time. um and Yeah, so like that, like, and even the insults from Johnny are so fucking hilarious.
I got a
Like,
clip. I got a clip of.
oh, you got a
I've got
clip?
a clip of one such thing. This is when Aisha enters the dojo for the
Oh,
first
I know
time.
this. I know this one.
I laugh. I laugh so loud when I watch this. I think it's number 2. All right, number 2. Ready? Enjoy.
Who sends you these messages?
Well, they're mostly anonymous. These kids create fake accounts, and they tell me things like I'm ugly and that I should kill myself.
Oh my God. What a bunch of pussies. Back in my day, if you wanted to tease someone, you did it to their face. There was honor, respect. These geeks hiding behind their computers, what a bunch of spineless losers.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, and after hearing that, I'm just like, yeah, like the cyberbullying aspect. It's just like, because like that was talked a lot in like elementary and middle school and all that. I think mostly middle school, because most people had phones
I
around that
remember
time.
like I remember when I was starting my career in the early 2010s. I mean, I've heard about cases of, like one girl committed suicide because of cyberbullying.
Yeah, and it's just like, I remember like when all this was like really popular and all that, and all the crazy, and it's like, man, like this is worse than actual bullying, because it's like, because
Oh
with
yeah.
all because like because you can do so much to somebody, and it's just like, yeah, like it's so much better now when people just literally say it to your face,
Oh yeah.
and I liked that Johnny like kind of pointed that out. And it's just like, with his like, there was even one like thing that made me laugh, where like he tried to like create like an ad for Cobra Kai, and he wanted to use a song from what was it, Led Zeppelin or something,
Oh,
or
I,
what
I I
what
think it
band was it?
was. maybe it was Foreigner. I don't remember, but it was one of those 80s. It was definitely one of those 80s, 70s, 80s bands.
It was one of those 80s bands. And then
Like you
and
can't
then
afford the
no,
copyright. It's like, don't
yeah,
worry, I own a copy. It's like I own
no,
a
no,
copy. I
yeah.
own that tape.
Yeah, he's like I don't he's like, hey, we're probably going to pay a lot for copyright and all that. He's like, no, I have it in my car. Just like, you
Yeah.
idiot.
Yeah, copyright's not cheap.
Yeah, no, copyright. Like I like
Guns
that
N'
he
Roses.
does. I like that he doesn't understand. Yeah, Guns N' Roses. That was it. He wanted to use a song from Guns N' Roses, and he's like, yeah, but we don't own. Like, we'll have to pay a lot since we don't own the song. And it's like, no, I own the CD in the car or something like that. It's just like, oh my god. It's like
I mean, there's I've told this to other people, but I read up like on how Bill Gates wanted to get the rights to the song "Start Me Up" by the Rolling Stones, and he literally asked them like, "How much do you want?" And they literally said 10 million to use that song for a commercial. So it's ridiculous how much the music industry will charge you for copyright or whatever to use their property.
yeah.
So I'm curious how much like Guns N' Roses and Whitesnake and all those bands are charging Cobra Kai for the usage of their music. So I'm curious how that all works, like how they negotiate and all that.
Yeah.
Lawyers.
But what else? I mean, I remember what was it? Because it was around like the beginning of it was definitely like January of this year because what was it, season 4 premiered New Year's
Yeah.
Eve, and
Mhm.
like I think like a week after Critical Drinker did like a talk review thing on his channel with Jeremy and Tom from Midnight's Edge, and then like some other guy was there, some like supporter of his or whatever, and they showed like a compilation of Johnny and his insults, and it's so fucking hilarious. They even play the clip of Kreese saying "Jesus Christ" to all the kids, to those kids. And it's just like, oh my god, it's it like it's like that. Like that's how you like do comedy and all that. Like that's like actually hilarious because
Yeah,
it's
I
time
totally agree.
it's timed perfectly. It's not thrown in your face like, you know, some of the Disney content and all that.
Yeah.
It's just like that. Like that's how you fucking do it.
Yeah, I totally agree. I
It's like
loved
and you know, like for example, like Top Gun Maverick, there are even like funny things here and there which weren't forced. It was just natural. Like
yeah.
the part where he was talking to Iceman, and was it Iceman was like he's like what did he say, something about him being like his wingman and all that. He's like, oh no, it's like, question for you, Maverick, who's the better pilot? And he's like let's not ruin that moment or something like that. Like I love that. It's like that was actually like hilarious.
Yeah,
Just be
Iceman, Val Kilmer, just him talking was really
oh my
impactful to me.
god.
I was like, holy crap.
I
I was like, whoa, I
I
did not expect that.
I wasn't sure if that was like him actually talking, because I know like because I watched have you seen the documentary Val on
No,
Amazon Prime?
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
It's good. Like if you're a Val Kilmer fan, if you've like seen most of his movies, which I have, like I definitely recommend Val on Amazon Prime. It's a good documentary.
Or he's like one of the hardest actors. He's one of the hardest actors to work with, and they put him in a movie with Marlon Brando, who was another one of the hardest actors to ever work
They
with.
they
Island of
talked that
Dr. Moreau.
Yeah, that was one of the last things they talked about in the documentary, because Val Kilmer said like he you know, he was excited to meet one of his heroes growing up, which was Marlon Brando, and they put him in makeup which made like white makeup which made him like completely unrecognizable. So Val Kilmer just had a completely like he even recorded like his like he had like an argument with the director. He had like a super hard time with the director. They didn't get along and all that. And I mean, watching that documentary, it's like just like him talking about the career alone, you know, it's probably not everything that happened or whatever. I don't know Val Kilmer, you know, personally or any of that, but it's like he seemed like a legit cool dude for what like kind of like them like explaining his career, kind of how he got started in acting, and you know, because like, have you seen Top Secret? Like that was
No,
his
no, I haven't seen Top Secret.
okay, that was his first movie, and then after that he did Real Genius. I don't know if you've seen that one.
I actually haven't.
Oh,
That's a
dude,
Brad. I think that's a Brat Pack movie or something along that
Brat
line.
Brad
Brat
Pack.
Pack, 80s, 80s teen movies. Like Breakfast Club, your 16
It's
Candles,
it's
your
it's de- it's definitely a
St.
college.
Elmo's Fire.
It's a college movie.
Okay,
Yeah, so it's definitely like it's definitely on like the not like the high school movies, but like the college type movies,
okay,
like because like the Breakfast Club, that's like in high school, but then you have like Real
but not like
Genius.
raunchy like college, like Animal House or
No, not
anything
like
like
that.
that.
Like I
Okay,
mean, Animal House is like different, but like so is like I'd probably put like Revenge of the Nerds and Animal House probably in the same category.
yeah,
Revenge
they're
or
raunchy. Yeah,
Real Genius is like it's like it's funny, but like it's not like to the extreme as those types of comedies, you know?
hmm
Like it feels normal. Like there's some like funny quips and all that. Like because Val Kilmer he plays like this really smart dude who everyone says is like the 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 new Einstein
yeah,
of this generation and all that. And one and like in one of the like the hallway of the dorms, the like all the like the rooms and all that, like they put like ice and they're just sledding across it, and then like one dude comes in, he's like, what is this? And then Val Kilmer is like he's like, this is ice, this is what happens when you freeze water. It's like, oh my god, I just love the smart ass comments like that, and it's just like it like it was just delivered like so well, and it's definitely one of I'd argue it's one of his best movies, honestly, next to like Tombstone and The
okay,
Doors.
all right, okay. Not
You've
not
seen
Batman, not Batman Forever.
I don't like the movie, but I like him in the role, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah,
I think the first time I ever knew who Val Kilmer was, believe it or not, from Batman
Batman
Forever
Forever.
when I was a
Me
kid.
too. Yeah. That was my first movie I've ever seen that he was in. And well, like, and yeah, like I mean, I think I rewatched Batman Forever like a few months ago just because I had it on Blu-ray and all that. But like
Suffering Jim Carrey's buffoonery,
yeah,
according
you
to Tommy
see,
Lee Jones.
I'm mixed on Jim Carrey as the Riddler personally. Like honestly, like I'll be honest with you, like we still to this day have not gotten like a very great portrayal of the Riddler, in my opinion, live action wise.
Oh, does that include even Frank Gorshin from the '60s Riddler from the '60s Batman?
Well, he's definitely the best. I forgot about that. Frank Gorshin actually went to school with my grandfather.
Oh, really? I didn't. Wow.
Yeah.
And oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Is he from around here? He's from Chicago area?
I don't think so. I not that I know of. I just remember hearing I remember my mom telling me about that, and I was just like, that's awesome. Cause like my grandfather, he was there for like art and painting and all that, and Frank Gorshin was there for theater and all that.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool.
But like
That's pretty cool.
yeah, that is pretty cool. What was I gonna say? Like, you know, like Val Kilmer as Bruce Wayne and Batman, like I think as Bruce Wayne is fucking fantastic in that movie. Like he's like he plays it so well. And you know, he even plays a good Batman at times, but there are even other times where like he's like he is kind of goofy at times. But I haven't seen Gotham, so I don't count that.
Gotham is. I actually enjoyed when Gotham was on. I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. Like there were some not so great episodes. There were plot lines they kind of forgot about.
Gotham
But
was like
But the actor that played Riddler was actually, I like the actor that played Penguin. I like the actor that played the Riddler.
I have heard that. My only reason of not watching Gotham is like I'm sick of like Batman related shows that don't have Batman in it.
Yeah, like Batman's a kid and Batman's a little kid.
Yeah, it's like I don't know if like Warner Brothers, they just don't understand it. It's like no one wants a Batwoman show, no one wants a Gotham, nobody wants an Alfred Pennyworth show. Like people want Batman.
Have you watched that show, the Pennyworth show?
No.
Okay.
I remember seeing an ad for that and it's just like, what the fuck? It's like, just give us a damn Batman show. Like, I would love a Batman show if it was in the vein of Batman the Animated Series. It wouldn't be that expensive to do. Like, it just like it would be it like you wouldn't need that high of a budget, and it would be like the number one show like ever. Like
I remember
recently.
animated show. It was on every day after school, so I used to watch it. And
Yeah,
I rewatched some episodes, and it's really well written.
I own the complete series on Blu-ray, and it's just like it's amazing.
Okay. Oh,
yeah, it's like I would
Blu-ray?
love like
okay.
I would love to see that version. It is on Blu-ray, yeah.
Okay.
And like I would love to see, you know, that type of show, like something similar to that in live action at some point.
I want this show. I want Cobra Kai to come out on Blu-ray. I mean, they only have the two seasons, the first two seasons on DVD, right?
No, they have the first 3 seasons on DVD.
Oh, first 3. Okay. And do they still sell them, or was it like a
Yeah.
Oh, they do? Okay. Maybe I should pick them up. I haven't bought a DVD in years. It's been Blu-ray
so I don't buy DVDs that often either. It's like so like I think I found like season 1 plus 2 on DVD like at Walmart randomly for like $20, and I just bought it just because I'm like hey, I want to keep this in case I don't have Netflix anymore for a while or whatever. So then I buy then I find season 3 because they released season 3 on Blu-ray, or not Blu-ray, DVD. At Best Buy, so I buy that one. I have my DVDs over there, but I didn't play them there just because like I hope someday Sony or whoever, Netflix, can release once Cobra Kai's over, just release the entire series on 4K, please.
Yeah, I agree.
Like that would be amazing.
Now, did they say? No, they didn't say season 5 is going to be the last season, right?
The only reason I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, they because usually nowadays when they announce a season, they will say right away if it's the final season. So I'm curious, how long do you think the series is going to go on for? Like, do you think it's season 6 and they'll end it,
I think it's
season 7?
I have a feeling it's a minimum of 6, I feel like, and quite possibly maybe 7. I feel like they should just end it at 7 at least.
Yeah, because I don't know.
You know,
like I love the stories, but I just hope they don't like accidentally retread on stuff, or they already have. But
exactly.
I hope, just they don't like repeat stuff and keep it going like like other shows have been like for 10, 15 seasons and everything. So
yeah,
I'm just curious how long it's going to be.
Yeah, that's my problem with shows like Family Guy, whereas like the first
Simpsons.
like when it was first like yeah, The Simpsons is another good example where it's like I didn't get into The Simpsons as well, but it's like shows like that where it's like people really got into those shows like when they first came out, but like the current stuff that they're doing now is just like it's unwatchable. But like unless you're as consistent as South Park, I'd say you'll probably be fine because South Park like does not change still that I have seen.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Beavis and Butthead. on because Paramount or Mike Judge just started like a new like a new like season for Beavis and Butthead on Paramount Plus.
I liked Mike Judge's show Silicon Valley. I thought that was really funny on HBO. So I guess
haven't
after
seen that.
that, he created Beavis and Butthead, and he also created, I believe, King of the Hill.
Yeah, he created King of the Hill. I've seen some King of the Hill, but I didn't find that as funny as Beavis and Butthead.
I'll be honest, I've never seen Beavis and Butthead. I've only heard about Beavis and Butthead growing up because they were, huge in the early 90s. And I remember the movie Beavis and Butthead Do America came out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd see that commercial every day after school.
Yeah,
but I never watched it. We never had cable, so I never watched I think it was on MTV.
Yeah, MTV, yeah.
I never watched Beavis and Butthead, so I'm just like, okay, so you think you'd recommend Beavis and Butthead?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. And if you can, I would say watch I'd say maybe this is just me because I started recently getting into them. So I would say watch some episodes. You don't have to watch all of them, and just to enough for you to understand the point of what the show is.
Or the humor.
Yeah, the humor and all that. The humor's great. And then maybe you can watch Do America, which is really good. And their new movie, Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe, which is exclusive to Paramount Plus. Holy fuck, that movie is hilarious. My God, is
Do the Universe?
Yeah, Do the Universe, where they Beavis and Butthead go in space.
Oh no, that's usually the last thing that happens.
Yeah, but the way it happens and the deliveries and all that is so fucking funny. And there's one joke in this in that movie, it completely makes fun of PC culture in every single aspect. I don't want to ruin it for you, but I'll say this much. Beavis and Butthead go to a college. They go to a college, and they're taught a certain lesson, and they take it the wrong way, and it's
no.
No, you will laugh your ass off if when you watch it. It's so fucking good. No, because I saw a clip of it on Twitter, and it was from that movie, and I was like, holy shit, I gotta see this movie. Because it's just it's most people probably are scared to even pull a joke like that because you'd probably get canceled in some way, shape, or form.
It's funny how funny how you would think that this stuff is very not allowed, which is why people don't do this that often. You see this in Cobra Kai, and you see this now in Beavis and Butthead. So you kind of wonder how they get away with it, because now everybody just stays on the stays on the safe side and doesn't take risks. So when you see something like that, it's actually very impactful to the viewer, because it just makes you think, oh, maybe there is still hope after all. So, but yeah, that's okay. So that's another thing I'm gonna have to add to my list. Beavis and Butthead, the new Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe. So going back to Cobra Kai, you still there, Runner? Or are you away? Guess he's away.
Yeah, that's it.
So I got a question for you. What story or what character are you most invested in Cobra Kai? For me, it's Johnny. So Johnny, I'm like I said earlier, I'm most invested in Johnny's redemption. I just loved how they began his story like Mr. Miyagi's, where he has a kid coming to him for help because he witnesses. All right, let's see. Now there are two
Hello?
of them. Hey, I can hear you.
Yeah, Yeah, my internet kicked me out. It was so yeah, that's why I couldn't answer your question. Sorry about
Oh, okay. If I only had that clip from Newt Gunray saying, "Now there are two of them."
that.
Because
Yeah.
there's two runners now in the stream.
Yeah, I know. I like it's funny how that happens, but yeah, so my favorite storyline?
Favorite character, like your character that you're most invested in,
Oh my god.
or what your favorite storyline is, or what like are you more interested in Johnny? Are you more interested in Daniel? Are you more interested in the kids, Miguel, or um blanking on his name? What's Johnny's son's name? I forgot Johnny's son's
I'm
name.
I like the kids probably Robbie.
Oh, Robbie. Okay, he had a brain fart right there. I was happy to see like you see their relationship, Johnny and Robbie's relationship right away. And the first thing you want is you hope like there are one thing I've noticed about this, especially the first two seasons. There's points where like things could resolve themselves, but then circumstances keep them from happening. So like there was like that moment in the first season where Robbie is trying to go see his father, but then when he's the moment he sees his father is when Johnny's giving, I think, Miguel his gi because he won the fight in the school, and so because of that, Robbie just like he sees it and he's just like, okay, I'm not doing this, and he turns around and he leaves. And you see stuff like that happen repeatedly throughout the show. You know what I'm talking about?
What scene again?
Remember the scene where Johnny gives Miguel his gi because he won the fight. He's like opens up the trunk, his gi,
Yeah.
his outfit. And I don't
Yeah.
know if it was that
Yeah.
scene, but there was a scene where like he hugs Miguel, and Robbie is there. Robbie was on his way to go see his father, and he sees this, and then he's like, "Oh." So, like, and then Robbie sees this, and then he gets turned off, and then he walks away. So it was just like to him, to Robbie, it was like, oh, looks like his father found another
Yeah, I
son,
remember
a replacement
I
for
do
him. At least
remember
that's
that.
what I. And you see stuff like that happen throughout the show, and it's like come like you're like come on guys, come on, let's bury the hatchet already. So, and season 4 finally did that. Season 4 finally managed to bury. Well, they did at the end, especially when Robbie learned like he was trying to help that kid Kenny, and he couldn't help him. So he was in a similar situation. So it was pretty it was pretty ridiculous. So but what about Kreese? Do you think Kreese has do you think they can redeem Kreese? I think Kreese is on his way to a redemption too.
Yeah, I have a feeling that they definitely hinted that in the last season. I do think he's going to get some type of redemption. I mean, as horrible as that guy is, like in that show, I like, but I like that about him. It's like, damn, like how can this guy even get redemption? But in
We
some
learned that
ways, I think he
he has a
will.
similar we learned that he has a similar beginning to even Johnny and the rest of them, that he was a guy who was bullied. He was another guy that was bullied. And like I think they showed him I think it was the 50s or 60s. I think it was the 60s maybe. He's working
Exactly.
in a
Like the
diner.
whole backstory and the
Yeah. And then of course we learn how he he goes to like the situation
yeah,
he meets the girl. He meets the
I
girl
like
that he
that.
saves from those bullies, and then he goes to Vietnam, and I think I forget, like she finds out she dies or something. I'm trying. I know we're getting ahead of ourselves. This is season 3 territory, um, but like, but it was. I did not. I'll be honest. When watching season 1, I did not expect him to come back. I was surprised he came back. I thought this was going to be like, this is going to be strictly Johnny versus Daniel, Cobra Kai versus Miyagi-Do. But then we get this. Then Kreese comes back, and that's how season 1 ends. That's the big cliffhangers. Oh, Kreese is back. I was like, oh, what are they going to do with this? What are they going to do with him? So season 2 happens, and like he makes up the story about being like he was in Desert Storm. He went back into the army when we find out he actually wasn't. He was home. He was homeless for like the last 10 years without purpose. And then before that, who knows? The army wouldn't take him in. He couldn't re-enlist for whatever reason. So he comes back into Cobra Kai, and then he worms his way back in. So he tries to alone again. Runner's internet must really suck. So but like going back to so internet kicked you again. I figured. So yeah, it was just so like we learned that so Johnny has sympathy on what's his name on Kreese, and lets him stay in. But then what does Kreese do? Well, Kreese wants Kreese starts poisoning the minds of the kids, and it gets to a point where Hawk goes complete villain in season 2. Hawk is a complete bully. So you didn't have Kyler and the rest of that gang from season 1 back in season 2. It was just the bully position was filled by Hawk and some of the guys from Cobra Kai. So Runner will be back in a second. So don't you guys worry about that. So I do have another clip I want to show. So this one was pretty good. So we're going to get some Stingray. So I loved the character Stingray. He was I think he was a Menards worker. We first see him at Menards. And then he sees the Cobra Kai show where they have the little talent. It's not like a talent show or anything, but it was like a promotional show for the LaRusso Auto. And then they have the show, and then Cobra Kai gets wind of this, and they show up and they do all this crazy stuff. So that's how Stingray joins. So I wanted to show this nice little clip of Stingray being badass. It's not the one that you're thinking. It's the one. It's the last thing we see of him for a couple seasons, actually.
Control! Yo. Give me security in the main corridor right away! It's okay, sir. I got this.
That's so good.
Who does not love Stingray?
Right.
And then
good.
And then the episode before where they're at the party, they're at I think of the Moon. I think her name's Moon.
Dude, that was Hawk.
He duct tapes the beer bottles to his hand so he can't open the door when the police come, and so he's freaking out, and someone has to open the door for him so that he can get out with his date. And what's funny is his date's like, are these your? He's like, are they like why are there all these kids here? He's like, oh, these are my friends. These are your friends? Yeah, they're my friends. They're my dojo. They're my dojo friends. They're like half your age. I thought that was great. I thought that was freaking great. So
yeah. What season was that when he like came back and he like
season 4?
Season 4. Okay. Yeah, I thought it was. I was just like, because I remember people making that a big deal when he came back, and I kind of forgot about Stingray just for a little bit, and then I remember like, oh, it's the guy from season 2, and I totally forgot that he used his ass to like butt someone's head to the locker. Like yes. That's so funny.
I mean, I'll say this. Yes, I mean, Stingray was just there for the humor. He was just there. He was just there to be funny. He wasn't really there. I guess you'd say he wasn't really a character. He was more of a caricature of But I liked what they did with him in season 4. So they gave him. So it wasn't just funny moments. Like he was being tortured by Terry Silver. So and even a funny character like him is not safe from Terry Silver. So, but that's not neither here nor there. So I loved. But yeah, they got rid of season 3. Like him and Aisha were gone. That was I was so disappointed with that because I wanted to see more.
Yeah.
I wanted to see more. See when I introduce characters, and if you like the characters to a degree, you want to see them. Well, you want to see them in the next season. You want to see them grow. You want to see them, do more things. And I thought that was my only criticism of Cobra Kai is season 3, the lack of them writing out those 2 characters.
Yeah.
But I loved but season 2, wow, season 2's finale was that's a cliffhanger. Now I wish more shows did that now where they had major cliffhangers.
Yeah.
These shows that are streaming, like they don't even show you like clips of the next episode right away, and they don't even make like I said earlier, like especially with the Disney stuff, they don't get you excited for the next episode. It's just ridiculous, like how things are handled now. But
I agree.
Like especially like it's like if you want people to come back, you have to entice them. Do a cliffhanger. Do something big. Season 2 did something big. It ended with a major fight in the school, and Robbie kicks Miguel off of a railing, and he lands on another stair railing, and he's in a coma, and that was brutal. So you watched season 3 you binged seasons 1, 2, and 3 right away?
Yeah, I did. I binged 1, 2, 2, 3 right away, and I remember, damn, I had so much anxiety, like after season 2, like after after the injury Miguel had, I was just like, holy shit! Like how
Season 2,
how is he gonna recover from this?
Yeah, and you know how long it took between season 2 and season 3 because they moved to Netflix? Not as long as the Orville with its recent season, and Stranger Things, but this season that season 3 took them about a year and like 9 months, a year and 8 months to
come out.
It was ridiculous. Like I was like, and you see Miguel in season 3, and he looks different. He looks older, looks a little.
Mm-hmm.
He's not as skinny as he was because I think he was actually like 16 when he was actually a teen. He was an actual teenager. One of the few teenagers that was actually in the show. I mean, I don't know if Robbie is. I don't even think Robbie was a teenager there. I think all the other characters were like at least in their early 20s. Well, maybe except maybe the Shrimpy characters were younger, but that's neither here nor there. But I love that final school scene where they had the little Asian guy and the little Asian kid and the little white kid with the little nerdy white kid with the glasses fighting, and then the security guy just picks them up and puts them on his shoulders and carries them away. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember
like, you
that.
guys are
that
coming with us. I just love the different tiers of fighting, like the different stakes. Like you had the heroes, then you had the heroes, then you had the women. Then you had the mid-tier guys. What was that one dude's name? There was the heavyset, the 2 heavyset dudes that joined Cobra Kai, and then the one left after what Hawk did to the Miyagi dojo by ruining it and stealing Mr. Miyagi's Medal of Honor.
Mm-hmm.
So they fought. That they were like the mid-tier maybe, and then the low tier was the 2 Shrimpy guys that they paid attention to. You had Hawk and Dimitri. Hawk was going after Dimitri, so Hawk was the baddie in this situation. So Dimitri, I loved how Dimitri was compared to Sam Tarly from Game of Thrones. If you ever watch Game of Thrones,
I have not seen Game of Thrones, and I honestly don't plan on it.
And you should not.
All right, good, because I've heard how disappointing people were with or how disappointed people were with the last season. So I was like, because I thought about binge watching it after it was all over, and I was like, all right, I'll start binge watching it, and then I heard like how people thought of season 8, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm not gonna.
What sucks is those first 3 seasons are some of the best television ever.
I've heard that.
And like, I'll be honest, I'm actually enjoying. I mean, I'm doing House of the Dragon right now. I'm actually really enjoying House of the Dragon, despite some issues. I mean, it's not as good as the first episode of Game of Thrones, but I still really enjoyed it.
I've heard the majority say that they thought it was enjoyable even with some of its problems or something like that. Like I've heard a decent amount of people say that. Like it's maybe some people like it just because of the low expectations. Maybe that's my guess.
Yeah, and then of course you have all this news about the Rings of Power.
Oh
And,
God.
and compared to looking at the trailer, Rings of Power and House of the Dragon looks miles better.
Oh, I agree, and I like the Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings. That's my knowledge of that franchise or whatever, if you can even call it that, because I've heard most people say like it's just the Lord of the Rings, and then like there's the Hobbit, which I haven't seen the Hobbit movies, but I watched like the promotion in the trailers for Lord of the Rings, and it's like this looks bad, and
Yes, it
it's not.
does.
Plus, it doesn't even like tell you what the show's about,
No, it doesn't.
because it's like, and people are like, it's like, what is this show about? And it's like no, like it's like they're hiding it, like they know it's bad. They know people are gonna hate it, and that's why like almost nearly like I have a feeling like every trailer is like ratioed on
So you
YouTube.
got a message right here for you.
I wonder.
People are starving for good entertainment, so they're willing to overlook stuff.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Some people are willing to overlook stuff. Um, I mean, I'll even enjoy things that I think like may have problems in it, like Spider-Man No Way Home. Like I like that movie, but there are some problems with it objectively. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
that first act, like there are some really cringy moments, but it really picks up after the the last half, really for me.
yeah. Yeah, and this is it's. I think it's yeah. Even equates to me too. Sometimes I just want to enjoy something, so I over I like especially if I'm just watching it for just the sake of watching it, not for like if I have to review it, then I have to think about everything. Then I have to be objective. I have to be more objective, and I have to think about everything that's on the screen and what's going on, whether or not it makes sense. So
Yeah, but like, yeah, no, this Rings of Power thing, I think it's gonna be a disaster.
yeah, and I'm not. I'm when it comes to like Tolkien, I'm like as I've read Lord of the Rings once. I read The Hobbit twice. I did not. I am I'm and I've not read any of the other source material. So I'm a normie when it comes to the rest of the
Me,
Legendarium.
yeah, me too. I haven't read the books either, but I mean, I've seen the movies and all that, but like, and I enjoy the movies, but like, I'm not an expert on Lord of the Rings at all. Like, I feel like there's honestly like there's so much that was built into that universe where it's like, damn, it's it's probably like one of the biggest like worlds like ever like written, honestly. Like it's crazy.
Yeah,
And like like I have a feeling like when Rings of Power airs on streaming, I feel like this is gonna be like this might be one of the biggest calls to like t tell more people like, hey, like this is where entertainment has been for the last like 5 years type of thing or so.
yeah. So yeah, I know we got kind of got off on we got off on the game of talking about Game of Thrones and fantasy. But
Yeah,
the reason why I brought up Game of Thrones is because Game of Thrones is mentioned quite a bit in season 2 because Dimitri is a big Game of Thrones nerd, and of
that's
course
right.
we find out that he says something, but then Daniel corrects him. Daniel's like, "Oh, I'm all about GOT." I love how he says, like, "Oh, I'm all about GOT." So like he talks about like he's like he compares Robbie and Samantha to Daenerys Targaryen, Jon Snow. He's like, I'm just Sam Tarly. And Daniel's like, well, didn't Sam Tarly kill a White Walker? He's like, yeah. He's like, I had no idea you watched Game of Thrones. Yeah, of course I watched GOT. And then I think there was another moment where they were talking about like, allegiances. And he's like, it's like letting the wildlings in the wall. And then Daniel's like, well, didn't the wildlings help Jon Snow beat the Battle of the Bastards? So it was like, and so what was funny was that was 2019. So I think that season came out right before the finale. So I was still excited when season 2 came out of Cobra Kai, I was still excited for Game of Thrones, this final season. It wasn't really until May when they showed The Long Night, episode 3. And then after that, the season went completely downhill after that.
Yeah,
so
that's what I heard.
Because I don't remember watching it. I think I might have watched it and I probably didn't think much of it. But now that now I've rewatched Cobra Kai, I'm thinking about Game of Thrones because of House of Dragon. I was just like, wow, I was a sweet summer child watching that season 2 because I was still excited. I was still excited for Game of Thrones. So, but I loved how because I loved how Dimitri redeems himself at the end. He learns even though he's having the hardest time learning the moves, kind of like Sam Tarly had the hardest time learning how to do swordplay. The only thing is Sam Tarly was never developed in that way. They went in a completely different direction with him. But with Dimitri, he did manage to learn the moves, and he did manage to, take on Hawk and throw him into into the trophies, into the glass trophy thing. You know what I mean? And that's how he beats him. But season 2, crazy cliffhanger. Loved every second of it. Season 1 was also great. I think season 1 was. I'm curious. What do you think is the better of the two, season 1 or season 2?
Season 1 by a
Season 1?
landslide.
Okay, I agree.
Season 2. Season 2, honestly, like I like season 2. I like all the seasons, but it's probably my least favorite. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Season 2 is
even
probably
more so than season 3.
See, I like season 3 more than most people. I don't know why, but I do.
Okay. And then season 4, they bring back the tournament. So I think season 4 takes place the whole year later.
Yeah, so season 4 is probably my second favorite.
After season 1? Okay. Yeah, season 4 was fantastic. Season 5, I mean, they're bringing more new characters. I want to see them further develop Kenny, the kid. He's the brother of that one delinquent in season 3 that was beating up on Robbie. And season 5, Mike Barnes. I want Mike Barnes to come and terrorize Daniel.
Yes. Oh my God.
Sean Kanan is gonna terrorize Ralph Macchio once again.
I remember when what's the actor's name again?
Sean Kanan.
Sean Kanan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like he posted a screenshot of him like in Cobra Kai season 5 on Twitter, and it's just like holy shit. Like it's him like on a standing pose and all that, like ready to strike and all that. And it's like holy shit, it's Mike fucking Barnes. Yes.
Yeah, because he was the one character that Daniel was afraid of Johnny, but Daniel was much more afraid of Mike Barnes in Cobra and Karate Kid 3. And it got to the point where like it led to, him and Miyagi arguing, like he wanted Miyagi to teach him further. And Miyagi's like, no, we're done with this. And so he ends up, and then that's when he joins Cobra Kai. That's when Daniel joins Cobra Kai because of Mike Barnes, terrorizing him.
And is it just me, or I feel like Mike Barnes was a more like requested character from the fans than Terry Silver? Is that just me?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
I've been thinking about that for like so long, but I wasn't sure if other people thought that because there's so many people like after like season 4 that were like, bring Mike Barnes. Like and I heard this story from Tom from Midnight's Edge. He was contacting Sean Kanan, or what's his name? Who plays Mike Barnes. He was like he was like messaging him for like an interview or something, but he didn't get the interview. He was silent and all that, and he knew like something was going on since he was like since he wasn't like talking to him and all that, and he was like, oh, he's gonna be in Cobra Kai
Oh, okay.
because he couldn't like speak on any of the questions that I guess he had formatted.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Because I remember seeing Sean Kanan. He was on Star Wars Theory. He has his own channel, Cobra Kai Theory. Well,
Yeah.
I saw him on that channel for, I think, right after season 3 came out.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, after this was, I think, 2021, early 2021, I think.
Oh wait, I think I do remember that. I didn't watch the interview or anything. I've watched some of Theory's content on his Cobra Kai channel. It's really good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I've also watched a little bit of Cobra Kai Kid. Have you heard of him?
No.
He's a big Cobra Kai channel.
Okay.
And I think he might have like interviewed like some of the cast and crew or whatever too. But I think like Theory is probably like I think he is the biggest Cobra Kai channel on YouTube.
I know he's the biggest Star Wars. I believe he's the biggest Star Wars channel. I think.
Yeah,
So that would
he's
make
both the
sense.
big yeah, he's both the biggest Star Wars and Cobra Kai channel.
Okay. That makes sense. But yeah, I think he was asking Sean Kanan like whether or not he was going to be on the show, or whether they ever talked to him about anything. He's like, nope, no one ever talked to me about anything. So I wasn't sure if they were going to bring him back. But then this was well over, this was a while ago now, and season 4 came out and we get Terry Silver. I was like, oh, is Mike Barnes coming back? Well, we didn't see Mike Barnes in season 4, but I think because of what Silver did at the end of season 4, we will see Mike Barnes, and we find out Mike Barnes is indeed going to be in season 5.
If there's going to be a season 6 of Cobra Kai, you think by chance they'll bring in Julie from the next Karate Kid?
I hope so. I hope so.
I do.
Bring
I
them all
hope
back.
so.
Get Michael Ironside. Get everybody. Excuse me.
Who was Michael Ironside then?
Michael Ironside was like the villain of Next Karate Kid. He was the.
Oh, that's right. He was.
I mean, you've seen him. He was in Top Gun. He was in
Top
Gun.
He was in Top Gun.
He was Richter in Total Recall. See you at the body, Richter.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen him in a decent amount of things, and he'd be a great addition to Cobra Kai, honestly.
Okay, I agree. I totally agree. And Cobra Disney Jay says Cobra Kai Kid is the most subscribed followers of Cobra Kai. Okay, all right, that makes sense. So Theory doesn't have the highest in that yet. So,
I thought he did.
I guess not.
Yeah, no, Cobra Kai Kid. I watched some of his stuff, and yeah, he makes pretty good content when it comes to Cobra Kai.
And one thing that they're not going to do, and people also ask this. Remember have you ever seen the Karate Kid with Jackie Chan?
No, I have not. I might watch it out of curiosity, but I'm like,
it's weird because it shouldn't be called the Karate Kid, because
it's kung fu, right?
It's kung fu. Karate's Japanese. I mean, they don't practice karate in China, I don't believe.
It's so weird. Like that was around that era where Sony or Columbia Pictures or whatever just kept like doing remakes or reboots on like certain franchises. All of a sudden, it's like they've been crap for almost every time. Because it's like you have the Karate Kid, which is a Columbia Pictures thing. they did a remake on that. They did a reboot for Ghostbusters in 2016, which was god awful.
Yeah.
Um, what was they've even done like remakes and reboots for other things, and like those were bad too until they started getting their heads up out of their asses and were like, hey, let's actually start making good movies, like
Yeah.
Ghostbusters Afterlife, which was actually
Mm-hmm.
good.
Because the one thing that they did say was that they would not include, they would not include the those characters from that movie.
Yeah, no, don't.
They can't afford Jackie Chan's salary for starters, and
And plus bringing in Jaden Smith is just a bad idea.
I agree. At this point, yeah, I agree.
I mean, and plus he's not even that good of an actor. I'm sorry, he's not.
Doesn't he know someone? Doesn't he know a few people that got him into acting? Doesn't he know? Aren't his parents like a couple of actors? Didn't his dad like punch a guy named Chris once?
He did.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I mean, it's funny because like speaking of Will Smith, in all seriousness, like back back in the day, like Will Smith was a legitimate like movie star
Yeah.
back in the day, and it's like he's a good actor, but then like now you couldn't consider him a movie star anymore just because he like some of his like recent stuff like weren't like huge hits. Like the only one I can think of on the top of my head was probably Suicide Squad because that made a decent amount of money.
Yeah.
But he was a side character in that, you know, like
Yeah.
and like in his leading roles, like what was it, Gemini Man, like that didn't do any favors for his career.
That was the
From
one where he fights his younger self.
Yeah, I remember seeing the trailer for that, and I was just like, this looks dumb.
And he was also, as a point out in the chat, he was Genie in the live action Aladdin.
Oh God, that was horrible. I remember seeing that in the theater, and I was just like,
Will Smith being Will Smith,
yeah, Will Smith being Will Smith, and that made $1 billion. But here's the difference, though. Again, he's a side character. He's not the
Yeah,
main character. But I don't know. I have no idea why that made $1 billion. I have
because it's
no.
Disney, the brand. That's what I'm
I
thinking.
I know, but like no, because like 2019, like Disney made like
Beauty and the
bank around
Beast
that
made
time.
over $1 billion, I think, too.
That's crazy, man. I
Yeah,
mean,
people like to cling to their Disney stuff. I mean, I don't know.
well,
I don't know.
well, they've fallen off a lot since then because 2019 was their year. Like they were cracking like $1 billion for like almost every movie that came out around that year. Like not even kidding.
Yeah, that's that's true. I mean, then the pandemic hit, and then things just started
They
to change. People stopped
no
going to the
thing.
movies.
Well,
People
I
started
think
losing their jobs.
well, so like they kept delaying stuff, but like even when they released like their stuff in theaters when they were starting to open back up, you know, like because they released Black Widow, Shang-Chi, and all that. Like Black Widow was a bomb in the box office. Shang-Chi, for what I remember, I think did okay. Like I think a ton of the media and all that were making it sound like it was a box office hit, which it wasn't. It was like, okay, it made $10,000 in the box office. Good for fucking you. Like
Hmm.
that's not a good amount of money to like make for your return.
No, it's
Um,
not.
like compared to what you did last, like that's not good. And then Eternals was a colossal failure in every fucking level.
Yeah.
And then you have Spider-Man No Way Home, and 75% of the funds like go to Sony.
Yep. There you go. Yep. That's what happens. So
Yeah. and plus like some of their other like movies and stuff like outside of Marvel, like for what I remember, didn't even do that well. Like Lightyear was a bomb.
Yeah, that's a surprise.
Yeah, and I I expected to make I didn't expect it to bomb at all, honestly, even without Tim Allen, but like that I mean there was a lot going up against that movie after like it bombed, honestly.
Yeah, what else came out that week? Do you remember?
Um I don't remember what I mean, it was competing with Top Gun Maverick and Top Gun
Oh
Maverick
yeah, that's right.
no, but here's the thing, Top Gun Maverick was still making more money when Lightyear released in theaters.
Yeah, that's
Because
right.
Maverick was on its like third week or something, and it was making more money that beginning third week than Lightyear, which is insane.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I think that really goes to show like people like want to see good shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. hmm Yeah, I agree, and then and that's why people. That's why I mean, I think isn't Cobra Kai. I think Cobra Kai is one of the most successful Netflix shows. Once it moved to Netflix, more people started watching it, and it's
Yeah,
one of the biggest shows. I mean, it's up there
it's that
with
it's def
it's up there with Stranger. To me, it's up there with Stranger Things.
yeah,
Um,
definitely up there with Stranger Things, and for what I remember, I think the biggest like show on Netflix is probably Squid Game, for what
oh
I
yeah,
remember.
that's what I
Because
believe too.
Squid Game was fucking huge,
Yes.
and I really liked Squid Game.
Yeah, I did too. Actually, it reminded me of that genre. The you play a game that's a game that could kill you more or less.
Yeah,
If you lose, the last survivor gets it all. So Battle Royale did that in Japan. Have you ever seen that movie Battle Royale from 2000?
no, but like, wasn't there a battle? That's the remake though, right?
Remake of what?
Because there was like an older battle royale, I think, unless that's the one. I don't know. I know there was like
There was a sequel. There were two battle. There was a battle royale one, and there was battle royale two. So they made a sequel a couple years later. So the first one came, I believe, in 2000, and the second one came out in like 2002, 2003. So,
hold on a
but
second.
it's the idea where you're in a
I'm gonna
dystopian society.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
look this up just in case.
you're in a dystopian society, and they take a random group of students and they pretend that they're going on a field trip, but they're actually being taken to this island. They're knocked out with this anesthetizing gas. They wake up and they have these collars around their necks, and they learn that for the next couple days they have to go out to the island and they have to basically kill each other. And if they don't, the collars around their necks will explode, killing them instantly. So it's one of those ridiculous movies. You meet a whole bunch of characters and you learn a little bit about their histories
You're talking about
and
Battle Royale?
Battle Royale, yeah.
Yeah,
And
I just looked it up.
it gets so ridiculous.
Yeah, it's I just looked it up. Yeah, it is 2000. I put in the private chat. Yeah, it is 2000, and the second one came out in 2003.
Yeah. Oh,
No,
I was
because I
right.
know. Yeah, you were right. I thought it was older than that. I thought it
No,
was
no, it
older than that
wasn't.
for some. Because I know Arrow, like I think over in the UK like released 4K
Yeah.
for the Battle Royale franchise or whatever,
hmm
and I want to get it, but I don't have the money for it. Just
So
because I know.
I believe it's out on Blu-ray, or 4K. I'll have to check.
No, it's out on 4K from Arrow, but it's the UK import.
Okay.
But if you have a 4K player, it is region free.
Oh, okay.
Like
I have a
4Ks are region
PS5.
free. Yeah, I think all 4K players and 4Ks are region free, so you don't need to worry about that. But Blu-rays like are not region free, at least some.
Yeah, I'm only seeing the Arrow version too.
Yeah, that's because it's only exclusive to Arrow as of now. But because I remember like watching a live stream with Az from Heel versus Babyface and Robert Meyer Burnett. Like they showed their box set of Battle Royale on 4K, and it's like, damn, that was cool.
Yeah, I might have seen that same episode too. I used to have like a digital copy. I used to show it to, when I was in college, I used to show it to pledges of my fraternity. So that was like, you had to meet me and had me sign something. So in order for me to sign something, I'd make them watch Battle Royale with me. So people
That's
getting their
cool.
heads blown up, or getting stabbed in the dick or something like in that movie. Oh, we lost Runner again. We lost Runner again. Let's see. Let's see. One of the funniest fan fictions I've ever read was a Battle Royale one where Dick Grayson was an exchange student the day they took the class.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no, that's fine.
I no, because I'm on my phone now.
Oh, you're on your phone?
Yeah, I'm on my phone, and a Twitter notification popped up, and I accidentally clicked on it.
Oh no.
So it sent me back over there, and it cut me off the stream.
But I want to. So it's been 2 hours, so I figure let's. Any closing thoughts on first 2 seasons of Cobra Kai? Like what'd you like the most about him?
Yeah, Johnny, I really think the way the character was written, it's like I think it really does show like, hey, like it's possible to honor a franchise, even something to a scale like Cobra Kai, and it just proves like, you know, like you can do that to other sort of franchises out there, like Star Wars and Star Trek, and all of those were like bad examples of how to redeem a franchise. Like you're not bastardizing it in any way. So, in the first season, to me is some of the best television I've seen in a long time.
It's it's entertaining. You want to see more. You're already invested in the characters. I mean, you're invested in Johnny. You're invested in, heck, you're even invested in Daniel. And like I said earlier, the respect that they have for Mr. Miyagi, despite the fact that his actor's gone and the character is also passed away too.
Yeah.
The amount of respect, like that scene where he goes to visit Mr. Miyagi, and shortly before he decides to rekindle his martial arts, was a very beautiful scene. I used that as an image. That was one idea for a thumbnail. I didn't use that one. I did use that for my Twitter, but I love the image of the faraway image of him bowing to Mr. Miyagi's grave. All that was just it was just beautifully done, and I just loved it. It brought a few tears to my eye. It's one of the few times where TV show can actually bring some tears to your eyes. So in that case, it was.
No, it can. I mean, like it's that emotional impact that you had with the movies, and that's important because the same can go for I know I keep bringing this movie up, but Top Gun Maverick, when Maverick and Iceman meet up, and he starts like when Iceman like started talking and all that, I got a little teary eyed in the theater because you saw you saw those two in the first movie, and it's like then you see them now and it's like, damn.
Yeah.
Like and that's the same that goes with Daniel and Mr. Miyagi's relationship.
Yeah, something that fans have been invested in for decades.
Yeah, and I always make this like one thing about Cobra Kai is like I don't think you like need to see the Karate Kid movies necessarily, but if you want the emotional impact, then you should.
Yeah, and it's just and the thing is they could have easily done that for, like I said, for Star Wars, and they didn't. So
No,
it's just like it was.
and you know that you you know you brought up Star Wars, and it's like when I binge watch all of Cobra Kai, like when the first three seasons were out, like as much as I loved it and all that, like it made me like angry about Star Wars because
Yeah, it's like
it's like
this is what Star Wars should have did.
it's like this is what you should have done. It's like it's this simple. Like honestly, like and I've always said this, like we would be living in a completely different world if Star Wars was a lot like a Cobra Kai. Like
It'd be way more successful. There'd be a lot more excitement,
yes,
probably better stories as a
like
result. I hope.
like yeah, like exactly like culture like could be so much stronger than it is now.
And less divisive.
Yeah, exactly. Less divisive, all of that. Like that's what I mean. Like we would be living in a completely different world
Yeah,
if it was handled in the right direction, but it wasn't.
yeah. And like I said, that's why I don't even cover I don't cover any of the new Star Wars or Marvel or
No,
whatever because
I
I just
can't.
the divisive nature just is. I mean, I know some people will disagree, but the divisive nature of it just is just a huge turnoff. And plus, a lot of the stuff is not even it's not even nerd friendly. Like they disregard everything. They put what they want and they write what they want. They disregard, rules or character, how a character would act, or in the case of Star Trek for me, because I'm a big Trek fan,
Hmm.
canon. So there you go. There you go.
Yeah, you're right. Cause like, and you know, what do you call them? Like criticisms are always gonna happen either way or whatnot. But like, you know,
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah,
but like, it's got to be natural. Cause it's like, I like arguments, but like the types of arguments we've been having for so long, it's like to this point, like all the divisiveness and all that, it's like that's not the type of, that's not the type of like, culture we should be in, you know? Like like I want to argue about normal shit. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like
Or come up with theories. Come up with have the excitement up. Have the excitement level up to the point where people are crafting theories on what they think is going to happen.
yeah, like about the whole Rip-averse thing, right? That Eric July is doing.
Yeah,
Yeah, like people are literally doing fan theories and shit. Like on the launch of the trailer for his first comic, like people are doing they're like they're uh they're trying to think of theories and all of that, and it's like that's so fucking cool.
yeah,
Like
yeah. It is.
I wish,
And then I used to read when Game of Thrones was on. I used to read Game of Thrones fan theories, what was going to happen in season 7 and 8, season 6, for years. And by the time season 7 came, the theories were better than what the show actually delivered.
yeah, of course.
So
Well,
it's just
well,
terrible that fans come up with better ideas than people actually running everything.
hey, you know the saying, fans know better or fans know best, however it goes. Cause it's
Yeah.
true. Like the fans know their shit.
Yeah, and they
Like you
dissect and they break everything down. And if one fan doesn't know something, another fan will.
right, exactly. It's like like the people who work in the industry now just do not get that.
No,
Like you gotta listen to your fucking fans. If you don't, like like
you know, what I mean, you don't have to do
whatever
everything a fan tells you. You don't have to do everything the fans tell you, but you have to keep them in mind when you're making this stuff. They're
exactly.
smarter
If
than
you
you.
exactly if you don't keep them in mind, like your product is DOA.
Yeah, I agree. I actually agree. So yeah, so then that's why fans, that's why most Karate Kid most fans of TV in general are good stories, good shows, good follow ups after several decades, shows that you didn't think would ever come back. But
Yeah.
Cobra Kai is one of those gems, one of those diamonds in the rough.
And
It
I don't,
really,
and I think a lot of people really got into Cobra Kai because like or people got into the Karate Kid like movies more because of Cobra Kai.
yeah, especially especially people in your age group, because I
Yeah.
mean,
I
for
mean,
me, I
yeah,
mean, I was born in the '80s, so Karate Kid was around. I mean, there was a cartoon. I think there was even a cartoon series at one point. But years later, I mean, like, how relevant was it? I mean, if you had it on VHS or if you had it on DVD at the time, sure. But
yeah,
they're
and
making it relevant for the new for the next for the next generation, and I feel they're doing it the right way. This a proper passing of the torch.
yeah, I agree. And like I think like a few of my friends watch Cobra Kai and are like into it, but like then some of my other friends are like they like just haven't gotten to see it yet, and I'm like telling them like, dude, like you gotta see Cobra Kai. Like
Yeah.
I've like told my friends that so many damn times, and they still haven't listened to me yet. I'm gonna try to convince them somehow. Maybe they're just wanting to binge watch them all once it's all done, and I understand that because I did that with Game of Thrones. But I haven't seen Game of Thrones only because of the backlash to the last season. But other than that, yeah, and I've always like I thought about this after watching season 3 at that time because that was when COVID was still and the COVID restrictions were still happening and all that. I was just like, if we it's like I start thinking about this like if I was living a normal school day or whatever, like I feel like so many fucking people at my school would be talking about this show.
Yeah.
Like I had that thought in my head. I'm just like, damn, like imagine if we lived in a normal fucking life right now. Like like people would be talking about this at school and all of that. Like damn, that would be like an amazing fucking time.
Yeah, I agree.
Like cause I like I've always t told people this when The Force Awakens was coming out. Um, when I was in seventh grade, and I know that's quite a long time from now, but like Star Wars was fucking everywhere. Like up like up to that release. Like people were talking about it. People were like they were coming up with fucking fan theories on what was gonna happen. Like
Yeah.
like it's like like it was like revolutionary, dude.
It was just like that. I was in eighth grade when the Phantom Menace came out, so I know how you feel. It was like that too back then.
yeah, like it was, I mean, like, you know, I was not a popular kid like in middle school or in high school in some sorts. I think I got a little more recognition from my athletic career really, but um like it was fucking great to be a fucking nerd
Yeah.
around that time. I felt fucking amazing, it's like you had a really good feeling, something big like this was coming out and a ton of people are talking about it because, people fucking love Star Wars.
Yeah, and I
And
mean, we just came off the Hobbit trilogy. I don't know how you felt about the Hobbit trilogy. I love the
I
movies, even though a
I
lot of
haven't
people
seen
didn't.
I haven't seen them.
Oh, really?
I've only seen the Lord of the Rings movie.
Okay.
But and then like Rogue One was coming out. That was like eighth grade around the time for me. And that even gained some hype because of fucking Vader, you know?
Yeah,
Like
that
people
final Vader
wanted
scene. Jeez,
yeah, the final Vader scene. I mean I have problems with the Vader scene now, just from an objective standpoint.
it does,
Like
but yeah, because it doesn't really fit with the original film.
no, it doesn't fit with the original film. It's like he comes off as super like fucking aggressive. Like
Yeah,
he feels like a different character from that movie into like A New Hope, and it's like I feel like the people just didn't pay too much attention to details like that. Plus, like he easily could have grabbed the plans,
yeah,
and he
yeah.
didn't.
Easily, just use the Force.
Exactly, just use the Force. That didn't happen. Like that whole thing was executed not very well. It's like those types of problems. But like visually, it looked cool.
It
I think
did.
like that. I think that's why like it gained so much hype from that. But like,
Hmm.
you know, you know, like from an objective standpoint, like Star Wars was pretty strong up that point until The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Cause then like freshman year in high school came around and we were all excited for that movie until we all found out what it truly was, and it was a complete trash fire. And it's fun.
Did you see it with a bunch of friends?
Oh yes, tons. Like
I
I
saw
was I
my
was
buddy came in town first time I ever saw a Star Wars movie with him. Buddy came in town and I had my brother. My brother's a big Star Wars fan too, so we went and saw it. And I'll be honest, I initially I wanted to like it. Like I told myself you're gonna like this movie, so
The Last Jedi.
Yes,
Me
because
too.
I was
Me
so
too.
angry about The Force Awakens. I was so angry with The Force Awakens. I told myself you're gonna like this movie. And so I ended up overlooking a lot of the stuff, but then there were things I'm like, what the hell is this? Why is this going on? What's happening?
Yeah, I remember being like really confused. I'll be honest, for this is just like my reaction to the first viewing of The Last Jedi. I remember saying I liked it, but like I knew I needed to see it again because there was so much to take in.
Yeah, and then I saw it the second time and
Yeah, and
I
yeah,
felt very different.
I saw it a second time with family, and I saw it for what it truly was. Because you know why I said I liked it? Because I think I gave it like an 8 out of 10 for some stupid reason. Like me and my friend did that because of all the hype like surrounding the theater. Like there was cheering and all that happening
Yeah.
when I was like brainwashed from that, and then I went to a theater with no reaction at all, with very few people in the theater. I was with family, and I was just like, this movie sucks. Like this movie's not good,
Yeah.
and I felt really bad afterward. And
Yeah, because they wasted the character of Luke. Like they didn't really. I mean,
no, yeah, exactly.
they
And then like
barely did anything with him.
yeah, and then like Solo was coming out, and like very few people like talked about it, or literally none. Because like there wasn't a whole lot of hype like when that was coming out. Like at my school, like I didn't hear very many people talk about it. Like I went with my friends to see it just to hang out with them, and that's it. And it was just like, and literally we were just talking the entire time in the theater. We weren't like paying attention to the movie.
Oh no.
I'm not even joking. Like we just start talking, and then my one friend is like, dude, we're not even watching the movie.
I mean, after like I tried so even Last Jedi did not I still thought that there was I thought there was chance of a decent follow up to it, even though like they killed Luke and everything. Honestly, I was hoping because plus they brought Abrams back. Now I wasn't happy about really what happened in the Force Awakens, especially the end of the movie, where the way they handled Han Solo and the way they handled Rey being uber powerful despite not.
See, I thought they were gonna explain Rey and all that in the next movie. I was
I
anticipating
could see
that.
Rey getting more powerful during the fight, but not beating Kylo Ren. If you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Like,
no, because I thought like in the next movie they were like the reason I gave The Force Awakens a pass was because like I thought it was going to, um, I thought it was going because I did like The Force Awakens at the time, but like like I thought the next movie was gonna like really like jump off in a good like way of setting things up more and all that, and they didn't.
yeah, they did. That's the problem with that, and that's why it comes off as boring now. Like I tried to rewatch. Well, not once I saw episode 9, I was done. Like I got rid of all my. I had physical media. I
Oh my
actually
God.
owned The Last Jedi on Blu-ray and The Force Awakens, despite my anger, despite how I felt, because
Uh-huh.
I was thinking that there was going to be some sort of they were going to at least finish the trilogy off somewhat decently, and then I saw 9. I didn't think they could do. Did not think they could do what they did with 9. They did it.
Yeah, 9. Episode 9 probably, again, like before 9 was even coming out, like even when the trailer launched, like nobody fucking cared at that point. Like I shit you not. Like at my school, back when it's like back when The Force Awakens was coming out, people were like talking about it and all that. Literally no one gave a fuck when episode 9 was getting announced or any of that. Like no one gave a shit about Palpatine coming back. Like
Oh, did you know Palpatine came back?
yeah, it's like no, because the reaction I've been hearing was like, why? Like it makes no sense. So then
I,
like
I honestly, I saw theories that, and I had theories of my own. I honestly thought Snoke was Darth Plagueis for the longest time, but then they killed Snoke.
everyone
Spoiler
did.
alert.
A lot of people did.
They killed Snoke in episode 8. I was like, they killed him, and I thought about it after I left the theater. Like, we didn't learn anything about him.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what the hell?
And what was it like? And then like episode 9, he ends up being like a clone of
I
other
don't know. I
Snoke.
can't. I don't understand it to this day.
I'm
I don't even care.
No, it's like you can tell they just wrote that in last second because of Ryan Johnson's like creative decisions, creative in quotes, by the way. Um, and
Did
it,
you hear
and
about the Duel of the Fates script that Robert Meyer Burnett read, which was what Colin Trevorrow was going to do for episode 9?
yeah, I didn't read the script. I heard it was a better movie than episode 9, and I don't
As
know,
good
but
of a
at the
movie as Colin Trevorrow can make it, which is, I'm guessing, not much better than like Jurassic World. I actually saw that. The final film that came out this year. Oh,
it's the final film is not, was it Dominion? It's not good.
no,
It's not a
it's not.
it's not a good movie objectively, but I thought it was better than the last one that came out, was Fallen Kingdom. Fallen Kingdom was terrible.
Oh, I don't even remember Fallen Kingdom. I saw it once, and that was it. But
I
there's just
I only- I
I
remember seeing Fallen Kingdom once, and I enjoyed it for kind of how bad it was until like then I like rewatched it a second time, I think at home, and I was just like, yeah, no, this is not good. So then I watched Dominion, and I was like, it's not good, but it's better than the last movie.
yeah. You got a comment, runner.
I love that. Don't you mean Ruin Johnson list? I know a lot of people call him Ruin Johnson, but Ruin Johnson list. I like that. That's actually funny.
Ruin Johnson's actually a funny. You follow him or her on
Twitter.
Twitter.
Yeah, I do.
I love like his
Um,
responses to. I love his responses to the real Ryan Johnson.
yeah. That is funny. But episode 9 was coming out, and I remember that was probably, honestly, that is the worst movie theater experience I've ever had in my life.
It
I
was
was
horribly
so
edited. Like it was
it
just.
it was it made me so angry the entire time. So like when they brought back Han, like as
Oh
a
yeah,
as a as a as a vision or whatever the fuck it was,
it
I'm just
wasn't a
like,
Force Ghost.
it wasn't a Force Ghost, because that wouldn't have made no sense. But like, I mean, honestly, there's a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense about Disney Star Wars. But I remember seeing that, and I was like super like upset, because it's like he acted more like Han Solo in that than he did in The Force Awakens. What the fuck?
Yeah, I guess he did. I just
He,
remember. Only thing I remember was him repeating stuff from The Force Awakens.
no, but the way like Harrison Ford like the way he acted and all that, like,
Oh,
and I was just like, damn it, like he acted more like Han Solo in that than he did in The Force Awakens, and that pissed me off. And then you get to Luke, and it actually
Luke.
felt
Oh boy.
it's like he actually acted more like Luke in that, but he's fucking dead. And it's just like,
Yep.
oh, like
Waste of a character.
I was so upset. I was like, it's like if you think this is gonna make anything better, you just made it worse.
Yes. Yeah, I know.
Uh,
I mean, they could have used the Force. I mean, the Force could have been used to bring him back, like
I
Goku, bring him back to life for a day.
yeah. After seeing like the Luke Force Ghost scene in Octu or whatever that fucking planet is, like I nearly walked out of the theater. Like I was so mad.
What does he
I,
say? A Jedi shouldn't treat a weapon like this when he catches
yeah,
it. I was just like,
yeah.
shut up.
It's like, damn it, like you were a completely different fucking character the last movie. Now you've come to your fucking senses?
I guess death has that. I guess death has that effect on people. I don't know.
It was so fucking terrible.
I was thinking. I was expecting to say it was so low. Get it?
Yeah.
But yeah. So
And then it ended and like I was like completely depressed when I got back home.
so when that ended, I think the week after, I went to Disc Replay in Lyle. I think it was Lyle. I went to the Disc Replay in Lyle, and I got rid of all of my anything Disney Star Wars related except for Rogue One. I got rid of all my Blu-rays, including Star Wars Rebels and all that. And I tried to get rid of Game of Thrones, but this was months later, and the guy's like, "No, we have too many Game of Thrones." I was like, "Don't tell me people came and got rid of their Blu-rays right after the show ended." They're like, "Yep, that's exactly what happened."
Oh, where did you give it away to?
I ended up going to that. There's a bookstore that gives you like pennies for stuff, so I just got rid of it there.
Oh, okay, so they give you like a certain amount back and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I've been like trying to find like a decent place somewhere close to me where I can like get rid of my shit so I can like get something back from it. Cause I don't want to give it away to like, Goodwill and all that where they give you nothing.
Yeah.
No,
So I got like I forgot the name of the bookstore, but it's a bookstore. They give you like you could give away anything, but they'll give you like for like a box of Blu-rays, they'll give you like maybe $10.
a box of Blu-rays for $10.
Yeah, regardless of what it is, unless it's something that's
Okay,
really valuable.
okay.
So
Can you even get rid of um like toys and shit too?
I don't know. At the bookstore, I don't know. But they take like, books, old movies, video games, CDs.
Okay, okay. Yeah, cause I have like a box of shit like I want to sell and all that. Cause I even need to get rid of clothes. Like
Garage
there's some
sale.
cl yeah, garage sale. Garage sale might be like one of the better I do a garage sale just to like sell my clothes because like some of the clothes I still have like don't fit me anymore. And
Yeah.
I need to get rid of them. Like badly.
I'm pretty sure I know you in real life. Colorado, you look super familiar. Well, I'm sure I do. I'm sure there's a lot of dudes out there with who are bald, round heads and everything. Maybe have a little more weight than they should, but no, not Colorado. Chicago. That's where I'm at. So
Yeah, I'm near Chicago. Oh.
But yeah, I loved but seasons 1 and 2 of Cobra Kai were great. It made me I was into Cobra Kai from the very beginning. Season 1 binge watched. Season 2, every new season I've always binged. They never got old, they never got boring. They were always fun, and every time the season ended I wanted more. And that's what you want in a TV show. You want more. You want to be invested in the characters. You want to be invested in the storylines. You want to see. I was excited to see. I'm excited to see them bring people back because I'm sure they'll do it right. It's unlike other franchises where whenever another franchise brings up, well, we're going to bring back the cast from Deep Space Nine and another new Star Trek show. every time I hear something like that, or a new Star Wars character, or they're bringing back an old Star Wars character, I just cringe, or I just like, oh, what are they going to do? How are they going to ruin this? That's bad.
Yeah.
I should not be thinking that way, but this is what happens when you keep making crap. In my
Yeah,
opinion.
I couldn't explain that whole bit you just discussed any better. Like that's exactly how I feel.
But to answer this question, hope you can do season 3 and 4 before the season 5 premiere. Well, we'll let you know. Something we're going to discuss pretty soon, pretty shortly.
I think after this week, it's one more week until
Yeah.
Season 5, because right when season 5 comes out, I'm gonna be at Cincinnati for a few days.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna be at a Horror Hound.
At a what?
Horror Hound.
A horror hound?
Yeah, that's a horror convention. Horror Hound.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Who's going to be there?
Angela Straven's gonna be there. Justin Proper, I believe, is gonna be there, and Etep Wakuian.
Okay. You said
And
that's in Cincinnati? Okay.
yeah, Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm gonna bring like a couple of friends of mine because because I have an old car, and my mom is like worried it's gonna like something might happen to it if I'm driving it that far, so she wants like me to like bring a friend with me. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna like carpool with a few friends of mine, and we're gonna hang out there for a bit. And yeah, it should be fun because it's cheap. It's definitely cheaper. Whorehounds it's a lot more cheaper than Fan Expo.
There's one recent horror movie I kind of want to see that I still haven't seen yet. It's called Don't Breathe. Have you ever heard that one? Don't Breathe?
I have heard of that one.
It's the
I
one
know
with
I think Stephen Lang.
yeah, Stephen Lang, blind
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, I've heard about it. I I do want to watch it too because I think Sam Raimi's a producer for that movie, for what I remember.
Did you ever? I think I might have brought this one up to you, but I don't know if Sam Raimi directed this one or if he just simply produced this one. But there's a movie with about a town in Florida being flooded, and alligators are amok
Are you talking about
everywhere.
Crawl?
Crawl, that's right. That was a good movie.
He was a producer for that movie.
Okay, so he didn't direct it, but
No, he didn't direct.
that felt very Sam Raimi to
He
me.
he Yeah, because he hasn't directed anything for like a while, for what I've heard. Like, because his like before Doctor Strange 2, his last directed movie was the
What was it? Oh, did we lose him again? Did we lose Runner again?
All right, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay. For a second, I was like, oh.
No, so I was saying that one of the last movies Sam Raimi directed was The Great and Powerful Oz, that that prequel with James Franco as the wizard.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah.
It I didn't hate it. I thought it was a decent movie, in all honesty, from what I remember.
Okay. So that's the last thing you did. Okay.
And Mila Kunis was the witch. Well,
Okay.
like this was before she like became the Wicked Witch of the West, but she was pretty fucking hot.
Okay. Wicked Witch of the West. Okay.
And he also directed a movie called Drag Me to Hell. Have you seen that?
I've seen parts of it. I haven't seen the whole thing. I heard that's a really good one.
The best PG-13 horror movie ever.
That's PG-13? Okay.
Yes, the best PG-13 horror film ever made. Like that movie can legit scare the shit out of you.
Okay. I'll definitely keep that in mind then.
Like,
Wow.
because cause I've heard I've heard a decent amount of people talk about it. It's like, because I remember I was watching a video from Gary from Nerdrotic talking about the announcement of Sam Raimi directing Doctor Strange 2. And at the time he was like, oh, this could be the best MCU movie. Look how
Yeah.
that turned out. But
Yeah, I
no,
know.
no, cause he mentioned Drag Me to Hell, and he says like that was a PG-13 horror film, and it could literally scare the shit out of you. So I watched Drag Me to Hell. I bought the Blu-ray from Scream Factory. Oh my God. Like it's a great movie. Some of the CGI and all that's not great. You can sort of tell like it felt very like it felt like an indie horror film, which I really liked
Hmm.
because that's kind of what he was getting back into after the disaster that was Spider-Man 3 at the time.
Yeah.
Because he was coming right out of that, and that kind of like fucked up his
Now, then
career.
Spider-Man 3 was successful in the box office, wasn't it?
It was successful in the box office, but like the fan reception was not good.
Oh, back
Like,
then, back in the day when fan reception was important.
yeah, no, yeah, exactly. Because
It's
like,
too bad it's not important
because
anymore.
because Sam Raimi like he was in like interviews and stuff, and he mentioned like how much like fans just hated on him after Spider-Man 3, which I don't blame him for Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, it was the studio. The
Yeah,
studios.
yeah, it was studio meddling. It's the same reason why Doctor Strange 2 sucked. It wasn't I don't believe it was his fault. Like
Okay.
I think it was studio meddling again. Like cuz then you watch Drag Me to Hell and you can tell cuz I think Universal might have produced it from what I remember. Like
Hmm.
you can tell they and like then there was some other like indie company he was working with that like co-produced it or something like that.
Yeah.
And like it's like you can tell like they gave him creative control on the project
Hmm.
because
Yeah.
he wrote the script with his brother Ivan Raimi who did a bunch of projects together like they did Evil Dead, Army of Darkness, those
Yeah.
types of movies. Like they came back to write Drag Me to Hell.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And after was it I think he said he like after Great and Powerful Oz, like that was his last movie. And then he was like helping like younger filmmakers like make their ways and all that to the industry, like helping them out like through like ins and outs and all that. So then he started coming back to directing after Doctor Strange 2.
Okay. So that's okay. I was always curious. I need to read up on Sam Raimi and like all the stuff that he did.
Yeah, because
But
he's been like completely off the radar for years until like now.
yeah.
But Doctor Strange 2, honestly, I mean, box office wise, like it did pretty good. I think for what I remember, like it almost broke a billion, but it didn't.
Yeah.
And
I
they
heard it
wanted
was
to make a
close.
bill. Yeah, it was close, but like that's not good for them because they need to break a billion for that type of movie with some of the hype that it had.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
when word of mouth, but it didn't make a billion because of word of mouth and all that. I bet.
Wow, you're right. It didn't. They didn't. He didn't make a film. Yeah. So then Oz came out back in 2013. Holy crap, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, that's almost a decade.
Yeah.
So yeah, he hadn't done any work for almost a decade.
Well, other than being a producer, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, he's just been producing stuff and like he even said I think like around like the press release for Doctor Strange 2, he mentioned like he was just helping younger filmmakers, like young like up and comers like make their ways through like the business and all that and like how to direct and all that.
Hmm. Yeah. We did a film before The Evil Dead. It's called It's Murder, but it's a super it's a Super 8 film. It's an amateur film. Like
Yeah,
I
he
thought,
did. Well, he did like a bunch of like shorts and all that with like Bruce Campbell and some of the other cast members for the first Evil Dead, and then he directed Evil Dead.
yeah, he did produce. You're right. He did produce Don't Breathe. Both
Yeah.
1 and 2.
Um, have you seen Crime Wave?
No.
Okay, he directed that. I think I don't know if it was. I think it might have been after Evil Dead, and the Coen brothers co-wrote it with him.
Yeah, I never heard of this one until now. I'm looking at it now. 1985 comedy horror. Huh.
Crime Wave, yeah, it's good.
This came out before I think before Evil Dead 2, but after Evil Dead 1, so it was in between. So okay, that
Yeah,
makes
so
sense.
that was his second film, and then Evil Dead 2 was his third, I think.
Yeah, Evil Dead 2 is a weird one. I watched it. It's like a remake or a repeat of the Evil first movie. Like it's not a sequel.
It's a soft reboot of the first one, because Sam Raimi wanted to like remake the first one, but with a higher budget. That's kind of what Evil Dead 2 was, but they sort of like they sort of like continued it off after um the first one in a way, but they kind of like repeat it almost the exact same way, but with a different
Yeah.
ending too, which
Mm-hmm.
goes to Army of Darkness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I still have to see was it Ash versus the Evil Dead? Still have to see
Ash
that.
vs. Evil Dead. That it Ash vs. Evil Dead is Cobra Kai before Cobra Kai.
Oh, okay. Then I'll definitely have to see it then.
Yeah, that's the best way I can describe that show is like Gary from Andradex even said this like it's like there's Cobra Kai and all that, but he'll always bring up Ash versus Evil Dead, like that is the Cobra Kai before Cobra Kai, like because like because
So
Bruce Campbell.
is it a follow up to like Army of Darkness and Evil Dead 2?
Yes, yeah, like it's definitely like but it's like it's like decades after. It's like current day almost, but it's like good. It's not like politically pushing stuff. Like it's actually good. Like if it's definitely in the Cobra Kai vein where, Ash is very like old schoolish, kind of like Johnny in a way.
Yeah.
I think Bruce Campbell is still Bruce Campbell though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And he's great at that. But like it what sucks about Ash vs. Evil Dead is it only got 3 seasons, and there's a there's like this cliffhanger in the third, like in the last episode of the third season, where it's like, damn it, like I really wish I could see what happens in season 4, but you just gotta make your own headcanon after that. It's still worth watching the first. It's still worth watching the show.
Okay. All right.
Like, don't let that hold like you back from watching. Like, it's actually worth watching. Like, it's
Okay.
fun. Like
All
the
right.
first
I'll
three,
definitely keep
like,
that in mind.
those first 2 seasons are brilliant. And the third season, it's not as good as the first two, but I still like it. But those
Okay.
first 2 seasons are perfection.
First two. All right. I'll have to see. I don't know if it's still on Netflix. I remember it was on Netflix for the longest time.
Yeah, that's how I watched it.
That's how you watch it. All right. I'll see. I'll have to see what it's on. I'll have to check that out because it's funny. I don't think I've ever completely finished. I don't think I've ever finished Army of Darkness. I've watched all of Evil Dead 1 and Evil Dead 2. I don't think I've ever watched all of Army of Darkness. So I'm gonna have to fix that right now. I'm gonna have to fix that pretty soon.
Yeah, you should, because Army of Darkness is probably like one of my personal favorites. Like that movie is peak Raimi right there.
Okay.
Like some people say Spider-Man 2 is. I think Spider-Man 2 is a good one, and that's like my childhood right there. But like
Yeah.
if we're talking like horror, like that is peak Sam Raimi horror. But well, I wouldn't call Army of Darkness so much of a horror movie. It's more of a comedy.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed.
Because like this is how I explain it. The first Evil Dead is a straight up horror film. Evil Dead 2 is a mix of horror and comedy in like the best ways possible, and then Army of Darkness is just a straight up comedy with with some horror elements.
Yeah, man, I can't believe it's almost September. I haven't even completed all my projects yet, and I usually last time I was doing serial horror projects for my channel, where I do like a review of a horror movie
Mm.
and
By the way,
everything. So
Army of Darkness is coming out on 4K
is it
next month. Yeah,
okay?
and it's only the theatrical cut, but I've only seen the theatrical cut, and I've heard most people say that the theatrical cut is the best one just because it's got m more of the quotable lines in that, and they just cut that out. They cut those out in the director's cut and the TV cut.
Okay, I
And
see.
some people were mad that there were no 4Ks for the directors or the TV cuts, and that's only because Universal only had the original negative for the theatrical cut.
Oh, okay.
That that
I didn't know. I
th
didn't even know there was more than one cut for Army of Darkness.
Yeah, there's the theatrical, the director's cut, and then like the TV slash international cut, I believe is what it's called.
Okay.
Um,
Hmm.
I haven't seen the director's or the TV cut yet. I probably will at some point. I've only seen the theatrical cut.
Okay. It sounds like it's worth it. So, all
Yeah.
right. So I think this is a great time to end the stream. So Runner, you have anything you want to plug?
Just follow my channel, Runner Blaze. You can also follow me on Twitter, and I'll start try. It's really hard to upload content with the type of the schedule I got going on, but Wednesday nights, I think around like 8:30 standard time or whatever, I'm on Vancine's channel, Vancine Vids. We on the physical media show, we talk about physical media. We usually bring like 3 or 4 picks of ours and we discuss it. And we might have a good laugh. We may have debates and stuff. Um, it even gets pretty crazy at times.
And I watched the last episode. Last episode was excellent. I can't wait. I can't wait till the next one. So you guys do this every week, every Wednesday?
Yeah, every Wednesday.
Okay.
So it's a good show.
Yeah, I feel I might be able to
I
contribute some
I
stuff.
get yeah, I get a yeah, we got to get you on the show, man. And I get a ton of crap in that show.
For
Like
what?
I um so I for fun, I like to brag about how good my Best Buy is.
Uh oh. Looks like we lost Runner again. There you
I
are.
I have no idea what happened.
Don't worry about it.
It wasn't my internet or any of that, but like no, okay, so back to my story. So I like to brag like about my Best Buy and how good it is with their physical media selection. Because apparently Greg and Tom's like I guess their like physical media selection or maybe they just don't have it anymore. Like they took it down. Because some Best Buys are doing that, which sucks. But my like the one near me like still like has a selection, and they even have they even have some of their they have a few boutique selections there, like a ton of the Shout releases, Shout Factory or Scream Factory releases get over there. Even some Arrow film releases, like that's why I almost never like that's why I don't always buy from their website, Arrow or um Shout, because sometimes they'll just arrive at my Best Buy. Like
Yeah.
um like they released Child's Play on 4K Shout, but I knew it was gonna come to my Best Buy because Best Buy was doing an exclusive um Steelbook edition that you can only get at Best Buy that's from Shout Factory.
One thing I've noticed about Best Buys is just like their shelves just keep dwindling and dwindling and dwindling every year. Every year.
I agree.
It's just like I don't even bother even going to Best Buy because every time I go there, there's stuff I just don't care about.
I
A lot of
I
stuff.
I I go there just to support like the best I can because there was one Best Buy like near my school and they completely took out their physical media selection and now they're like or they're temporarily closed
Oh,
for
I
some
see.
fucking reason. So I don't know what's going on there. But
I'm surprised they haven't gone out of business by now. To be honest.
yeah, same. But I try to because yeah, so then I'll mention like whenever I show a pic on the show, like I'll show a pic that I got from Shout Factory or Arrow, and I'll be like, yeah, I got this from my Best Buy, which is awesome, and all that. And Greg from Fanscene did, that's his name, Greg. Um, he'll be like, he has a catchphrase for me. He says, fuck your Best Buy or fuck Runner's Best Buy or something like that. And they made like a complete joke out of that. It's funny. I don't know how else to explain it. Um, they Tom or Greg could probably explain it better than you because Tom even like he's even on the fuck Runner's Best Buy train.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I have right up here, like on top, like I have the Godfather 4K, the 50th anniversary 4K. Spent a lot of money on that. I didn't realize it was going to be like this big coffee table sized book. So it couldn't fit on my shelf, so I have to put it on top. And the same thing with the Godzilla. I don't know if you do you
Oh,
own
oh,
any
you got
Criterion? Do you own any Criterion Blu-rays by any chance?
I the only Criterion I have is the 4K restoration of Shaft.
Of what?
Shaft.
Oh, Shaft, the original Shaft from
Yeah.
1971. Okay. That's a
Yeah,
that's
so
a
I will.
great that's a great movie. That's a great movie, and I love Isaac Hayes' soundtrack.
Oh
Who is the
yeah, who's
man?
Shaft?
Can you dig it? They say Shaft's one
Yeah.
bad mother. Shut your mouth. Talking about Shaft.
That's
But
such a
yeah,
good song.
I actually really I don't know if you ever see the remake with Samuel Jackson. That remake was
No,
hilarious.
I heard it was. I actually heard it was quite good.
It was.
I
They made and then they made another one. They made another Shaft, and the other
and
Shaft
it
was
and
basically
and
the
and it was
son. The son was kind of politically correct, where
yeah
Samuel
and
Samuel L. Jackson was not.
yeah. I heard about that.
Yeah, it was still
I
good
I heard
though.
I heard it was good. Yeah. I'll need to watch those, but like, what's cool about the Criterion 4K release for Shaft because I got that for like half off on Amazon because
Oh
like no, because
yeah, they have
Criterion
like
can be
they have like
because
a they have like a half off every now and then. I think holiday sales or something.
yeah, but like no, because like they'll have half off sales, but then they'll expire fast on their website. But when I go to Amazon, they'll still keep the half off price for longer than Criterion
Oh yeah.
themselves. So I bought Shaft on Amazon, like the Criterion, and and yeah, like what's cool is they give you the sequel on Blu-ray.
Oh, which one? Shaft's
Uh,
big score.
Big Score, that's the one.
Okay.
There's that, and then there's the Africa one.
Yeah, Shaft in Africa. I've never
Shaft
seen
in
those.
Africa.
I've never
I
seen those two. I've only seen the original.
I've only seen the first one too because I watched it on my 4K TV, and it was quite enjoyable. But that's my only Criterion like movie that
It's
I
funny
have.
someone your age has actually heard of Shaft. People I work with, people my age have not even heard of Shaft, believe it or not.
I
When
don't think
I talk about movies.
I don't think any of my friends have like watched or heard of Shaft. I'll be honest with you. Like I doubt any of them have. But and speaking of The Godfather, like I didn't get the book 50th anniversary. I just got the normal like um what do you call it? Like it was like a red case type thing with the 4Ks and stuff. And
Yeah.
it gave you these little like thin booklet things where like it's like the first movie on 4K and then the second one. And then it gives you like a bigger one for the third one because it gives you the theatrical on 4K, and then it gives you the extended cut, and then the latest cut, the Coda one or whatever.
Oh,
And I've only
that sounds interesting. I have to. There's like one cut that's called the Godfather Saga that I really want to see if I can find. It's where they show everything in chronological order, and there's like
yeah I
additional
want I
scenes.
want I want to see that too, just because I feel like it would help me a lot from a visual standpoint, because I've only seen the first two movies once.
Oh, really? Oh, they're so those first two movies are some of the greatest movies. Is probably my greatest movies of
No,
all time, like easily.
no, I mean from first viewing, I really liked the first movie. I thought like at first I was like, ah man, I don't know if I want to sit for like 3 hours, but like I thought it was well paced. The story was good. Like the pacing, like it like the 3 hours was well deserved. That
Oh
that
yeah.
that first movie, like it didn't feel like rushed or it didn't feel slow at all. Like it actually like it was like perfectly paced and it deserved those 3 hours. I liked that about the first movie. And the second one, I like the second one just not as much as the first one because I feel like this is a hot take, okay? I feel like the second one went on a little too long.
You think so?
I
I
know that's a hot take,
I
but that's
actually
me.
think the second one's better.
I,
I love the
I I've
first
heard
one, but I think the second
I,
one might be better.
I've heard people say that and I don't get it. I don't know why I'm on the minority on that.
You might not be on the minority. A lot of people I've asked a lot of people. A lot of people like the first one too. I mean, first one is a single narrative. I mean, it takes place in a single time. Second one is split. I think maybe it's because of the split nature of it that makes it interesting to me. I don't know what it is to be honest.
Yeah, maybe that's it. But I gotta rewatch all of them. But I haven't. I gotta watch the third movie at some point. But
The
my dad is.
third movie's not nowhere near as good as the first two.
I've heard that, but I've heard like mixed things about the third one in terms of like no, because my dad is a huge fan of the first two Godfathers.
Mm-hmm.
Like I gave him the Blu-ray, the re-release Blu-ray from Paramount, like the one that came out recently on his birthday recently. Because he didn't have the Blu-ray, but I looked at like his little like movie collection. He didn't have the Godfather at all, so I was like, I'm gonna give him a Blu-ray copy of the Godfather,
That's pretty
just
cool.
because why not? So I
Absolutely.
yeah, so I did, and then he'll always say like fuck part three. Like he despises Godfather 3. He hates it.
Yeah, it just wasn't as good. It just wasn't as interesting. I'll be honest. But I mean, it's not a bad movie. It was a movie that Coppola made because he needed money.
I know that's the story. That's what my dad told me.
Yeah,
And
it's true.
are you excited for Coppola's new movie that he's making,
I didn't
Megaopolis?
know he was making another movie.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No.
No, he's completely funding it himself, and I think this is gonna be his biggest. I think this is gonna be his fuck you to Hollywood.
Hmm.
That's what I'm like. That's what I've heard. I feel like this is gonna be like his version of. It's gonna be like what Eyes Wide Shut was to Kubrick, but
Yeah.
for Cope. I feel like that's what Megapolis is going to be.
Okay. I'll have to read up on that.
Yeah,
I don't know anything about this. So you telling me this is news to me. So
yeah, I just remember hearing about that, and I'm like, man, like I can't wait. I mean, even if it's a bad movie, I don't care. Like I want to see a Francis Ford Coppola, like a modern Francis Ford Coppola movie in a theater.
I mean, I have the speaking of Francis Ford Coppola, besides The Godfather, I have Apocalypse Now 4K.
I have the Steelbook for Apocalypse Now Final Cut.
I think I have Final. I don't know if it's I have Final Cut, but I have like I watch all the different versions. I watched the main version theatrical, and I saw I think it was what was the one, Redux was the one with the
Read
French.
read Yeah, Redux or whatever. It's like longer. It's like three
Yeah,
hours, 20 some minutes. But like the final cut is like straight up 3 hours long. Because Francis Ford Coppola said in his introduction that like this is the version he prefers. Like these are the scenes I want in this movie and all that. Because he explained like the theatrical cut is like they had to cut a ton of stuff out that he shot because they needed to fit it in with theaters and the runtimes and all that. So then at some point he released the movie, but with literally everything that he shot. So that's Redux, and then he just cut some of that stuff out into the final cut. It's like this is the version I prefer out of all the cuts.
oh, okay. So I'm trying to remember what other movies he did. He wrote Patton. You ever see a movie called The Conversation?
Oh, that's with Gene Hackman, right?
Yeah, that's the one where
I
he's a
haven't,
guy that bugs places, and he gets
yeah,
paranoid that his own place got bugged.
yeah, I haven't seen that yet. I gotta watch that. I've heard it's good.
It's
Um,
an interesting it's an interesting film. It's one of
I
those
I
it's one of
saw
those typical 70s. It's one of those typical 70s movies where it's very kind of it's dark and it kind of
I've
ends
seen
on a somewhat of a dark note.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of The Outsiders. I'm not sure if you have.
Oh yeah, I've seen The Outsiders. Outsiders is a great movie.
Okay, I only watched a little bit of it in my seventh grade English class because we read the book too.
Hmm.
I don't remember the story all that well just because it's like been a while. But yeah. Speaking of Ralph Macchio, he's in that movie.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. He is.
Was it? It was before Karate Kid though, right? Had to have been.
I think it was after. Oh, let me see. Outsiders was 83. So yeah, this was right before Karate Kid. Yeah, this was right
Okay,
before
yeah,
Karate Kid.
yeah. It was a year before Karate Kid.
Yeah, Karate Kid was 84.
So I was gonna say he looked a little bit younger in that than in Karate Kid.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. Ralph Macchio is like 60 years. He's like, oh, I think he's 60, 61 years old now. So he looks pretty good for his age. He
I
looks
thought he was
pretty
like
good for his age.
I thought he was like 50 or something.
No, he was in his early 20s when he did Karate Kid Part 1.
Oh, I
And he
knew
was
that. I'm well. I gotta I gotta math that off.
what's up? I think we lost Runner again.
Yeah,
But
I gotta math. No, oh, You're right. He is 61, I think, because he's a year older than he's a year older than my dad.
yeah, he's the same age as Michael J. Fox. You know, Michael J. Fox looked really young in Back to the Future, but he was like 23 or 24 when or I think he was 22, 23 years old when they filmed it. So, yeah. These actors look really, really young, but they were actually much older than they were, or
Yeah, I
they
know.
look.
And
So,
it's a good example of an opposite effect of that.
what? What's a good example?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, that's good because yeah, I lost connection for a little bit. But it's a funny like reverse example of that is Eddie Murphy in Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah.
Was like 20 something years old, but he looks like he's much older than that.
Yes, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. I was surprised how young he was. He's the same age as Ralph Macchio.
Yeah, same age as Ralph Macchio in Beverly Hills Cop, and he looks like a grown ass adult.
Yeah, yeah, mustache and all. Yeah, maybe late 20s at the most. But yeah, he looked like an adult. I was surprised how young he was when I found out. It was ridiculous. Beverly Hills
Yeah, I
Cop.
know that surprised me.
Yeah, Beverly Hills Cop is my first R-rated film ever.
My first R-rated film was Terminator.
Oh, yeah, that's right, Terminator.
Yeah,
I did
that
not
was like
see. I first saw Terminator 2 on TV, so I didn't even see it I didn't even see the full version of it, full movie version of it until years later when I finally rented it.
Hmm,
So
interesting.
but yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, yeah, I have plenty of stuff. I mean, there's more I do want to collect. So I'm a I do collect a lot of weird Criterion films that who in the right mind would watch me. I'll be the one of the few that watches them. So but for me, tomorrow I am doing an after show for House of the Dragon episode 2. I think this episode is called The Rogue Prince. So that's going to be they've already adapted a short story or some source material based on it. So I probably should read up on it beforehand. But yeah, I'm doing after show for tomorrow for tomorrow's episode right after the show. So if you watch House of the Dragon, stop on by and me and Prophet of the Dragon, Pips, and Salty Texie, the four of us are going to be talking about the episode. So that's where I'm at, and of course I'm still working on part 3 of my Ocarina of Time retrospective. So I think I released part 1 a couple weeks ago, and I think that's my best performing upload without buying ads or anything like that. So I'm kind of proud of that. So
Awesome.
but yeah, that's me in a nutshell. I'm sure there's lots of other projects I have lined up that I want to do. And I have to figure out what horror stuff we should do. We should definitely do a horror we should definitely do a horror night one night.
Oh hell yeah.
But yeah, we'll talk right after the stream about more Cobra Kai stuff. So, but other than everybody, take care. Subscribe to Blaze or Runner Blaze. Is it Blaze Runner or Runner Blaze? It's Runner Blaze.
Runner Blaze, yeah.
Okay, subscribe to Runner Blaze. If you don't, you'll be here. I'll be asking for your manager then. So, other than everybody, take care. And if you weren't here earlier, I'll just replay the opening that I did earlier. Strike first, strike hard, no mercy.